All right, here is a look at our lineup and how much cash they are bringing to the table to start our game off. You can see between 5,000 and 10,000 in front of each player.
Okay, the blinds are 25 and 50 with a big blind ante of 50. There's going to be a straddle. A straddle means he's going in for double the big blind, but then has an option of raising. Adds more action to the game. Here we go.
400.
400 already? Do you realize you're out of position?
I was not expecting you to call.
Well, what do you think? I'm gonna put in 100 and fold?
Yeah,
It's not my style.
that's true.
Heads up, guys.
Check it. Oh, I'm second to go. Yeah, I'm gonna check
Phil
this one.
gets sixes, but they go check, check. Deuce on the turn.
600.
Hellmuth will quickly bet with his sixes and take down pot number one.
Woo-hoo-hoo, fast start.
Congratulations, chip leader.
Bluff the first one, ace four, good.
No. I had better than that.
Yeah,
I had a bigger ace. And I had the flop.
nice.
And we move on.
Bro's ace 10, I was in real trouble.
This time it's going to be straddled by Scott. He's 37 years old, a poker pro out of Fort Lauderdale. Maria Konnikova with a pair of tens. Not the tennis player.
No, she and I are different.
She's a solid poker player. She's an author. And let's see, she gets action with David Baker, who we call ODB.
I'm good at this.
He's got queen three. Everybody else going away.
I think David approached tonight's game intending to see some flops. He called the king 5 offsuit, now the queen 3 suited. So he wants to splash around tonight and does not outflop Maria here on king 6-4, but he has some backdoor draws.
Yeah, Maria hates seeing that king. She's a little fearful that David's going to pretend like he has a king, makes a bet of only 400. Maria's saying, okay, I don't believe you yet. Let's see what happens on the turn. It's an irrelevant 8 of hearts.
And I said, listen, I was in a tournament.
Maria's going to check again. ODB slowing down with the check, going to the river. Nothing really exciting. 7 of clubs. Helps neither player. Maria's going to check.
It's true, though.
Not a great looking board for her tens. A nice spot here for David to run a bluff. He bets 1,200. I'd like to see him go even bigger.
To be honest, on the flop, I had absolutely nothing.
And you see the dissatisfaction on Maria's face with the 4 straight on the board and the overcard to her tens. Not feeling confident.
Now, look, Maria, she's been coached by Eric Seidel from New York, of course. So she knows this game pretty well. Her hand wants to call. Her mind wants to fold.
Call.
But she's gonna make the good call. There you go.
Nice call. Good call.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Maria has a couple books that she wrote. Best-selling psychology books, Mastermind, How to Think Like Sherlock Holmes, and The Confidence Game. And there's Xuan Liu adding more to her stack. She's saying this game's too juicy.
25. Yeah.
How do I pronounce it? How do I pronounce it?
Xuan, you know this.
I know. Well, I always listen. I hate to mispronounce people's names, so I always
It's
ask.
okay. I appreciate that.
We've only been here 5 minutes.
All right, Hellmuth gonna straddle. And we got a few folds. Xuan's got a pair of kings.
Putting out the big stack of green for the raise. Scott right behind with a pair of jacks.
Oh boy, Scott Baumstein in a weird place right here.
Scott making the 3-bet up to 1450 with the pair of jacks.
Do you re-raise or do you just smooth call? What is Xuan gonna do?
Well, it depends how you think Scott will react with pairs like queens and jacks. If you think 4-betting would allow him the opportunity to get away,
Ace.
She's gonna raise it.
Xuan making the small 4-bet. Out of position here, showing a lot of strength. Scott gonna make this call of the 4-bet.
This could get very dangerous very quickly. Flop is a 7-4-4, changes nothing between these two players.
Certainly a safe flop when you're in Scott's shoes, a difficult board to get away from. Xuan follows through with a bet of 1,500.
How much is it?
Scott Baumstein, he's made about $4.5 million in career live earnings. $500,000 in World Poker Tour cashes. He's been around the block a few times, 15 years on the poker circuit, and he's deeply involved in this one. He's gonna make this call. You must feel he's behind, but you never know. We know he is. Now, an ace could protect him and her a little bit.
Check.
Yeah, this card may be salvation for Scott. He was in line to lose all his money. So check to the river. It's the 10 of clubs. Also a pretty good card for Scott to avoid further losses. He has to be concerned that some of the hands Xuan could 4-bet that were behind were ace king and pocket tens, and at this stage, both of them ahead of jacks.
So it's on Xuan. She's thinking about it. Should she put in a value bet? Does she think she's in front? She does think so, and she's gonna put out some chips, 2,400.
Very nice value bet from Xuan, identifying that Scott has jacks, queens, some second best pair that may pay off this small bet. Just excellent sizing and recognition from Xuan. And I do believe that Scott should get away from this one. He's just reluctant to do so, and he does slide his cards to the muck.
So nicely done by Xuan. Takes down that one.
Nice hand, Xuan.
Push it to the Canadian.
I saw Jack High. Nice hand.
As we move on,
Where do you spend the rest of your time? Let me ask you that, I guess.
Just got a place out here in Vegas.
Vegas?
Yep.
After those setbacks, Scott gonna add another 3,000 to his stack.
yeah, Scott, he's stuck a little bit at this point.
So I called. I came
Jamie has straddled, and
He checked and I bet, and a jack pops
it's
off.
on David Baker.
He had queen 8.
David's got 9-7, and he's just gonna call it. Now Jamie with ace-5. She'll raise it up. Let's see if she gets lucky here.
It's like this maniac. I just limp in. She can't help herself but to raise.
So known for being so crazy.
So what?
So David Baker hitting top pair. Jamie with an inside straight draw. She bets at 250.
Crafty raise from David here. Check raising top pair with the middling kicker. Getting some extra value from what is a drawing hand in Jamie's shoes now. So the ace-5 looking for an ace or a deuce. 10 of diamonds on the turn. Not a card that's likely to discourage David, and so he will bet 900.
Yeah, the WPT champion, David Baker, making this bet, finding out where he is. Will she go away? No, she's gonna be stubborn. Hope to hit a deuce or an ace. Down to the river we go. It's a 6 of diamonds. Doesn't help, Jamie.
9.
It's good.
ODB taking it down. Jamie, a good sport.
David doing a nice job extracting the maximum. His top pair there.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
When was the last time you played a Hold'em cash game?
Whenever the last time I filmed Poker Night in America
Right.
was.
A non-filmed Hold'em cash game.
That's great.
It's got to be like a
When
decade.
I played Poker Night in America. No, I don't know. Yeah, I know.
David Baker A nice little 6-5 of diamonds making this call, and Xuan with a pair of deuces.
Playing some mixed games is that you could always pretend the game you're playing is not your game.
Oh, that's just not my game.
Yeah, it's not my game.
Now it's back on Hellmuth with his sevens. Does he want to try a squeeze play, perhaps? Is that what he's thinking?
What you thinking about?
What do you think I'm thinking about?
Bitcoin?
I'm not worried about you two, I can tell you that.
Obviously.
Wow.
I never have anything.
Well, you know, I limped up. This time I have it, but I'm just gonna call. No one believes me anyway. It's amazing. I just tell them I have it, and they don't believe me, right?
I don't have it. I'll just tell you that.
8-4-4 on the flop, so Phil's sevens, still in the lead. David drawing extremely thin, needing one of Phil's sevens to make his straight. Of course, if Phil was still in the pot, he would have a full house. But David will start the betting for 500. Xuan may want to stick around with her deuces, we'll see.
David definitely the loosest at the table. He likes to open up his game and take a lot of chances. Xuan will stick around.
It's surprising since David has a reputation as a more snug and conservative player, and that's how he generally approaches tournaments. But tonight he's clearly having some fun and wants to see some flops, doing a lot of betting.
He's got one of those great perceptions at the table. He looks conservative, he acts conservative, and yet he has this mix-up game that's quite crafty, if you ask me. I can see why he's a very successful player.
Now he does get this pot heads up to Xuan, who makes the call with deuces and nails a deuce for the full house on the turn. David is drawing dead.
And she's gonna trap, check, check, they go, river card 3, and that makes David a straight.
2,000.
Fiasco for David Baker.
He's only got not that much more if he wants to call or raise. I mean, he must, most likely, he thinks he's gonna be in front.
I would believe I was in front if I was in David's shoes. I'd be stoked about where I am in this hand.
Absolutely.
It's so hard for Xuan to have a full house. She has to have a pocket pair.
All in 1,300 more.
And he's gonna push all in. He's on a short stack, says, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's only 1,300 more? Jesus, that makes it so much worse.
She seems a little perplexed by this. Maybe just wants to clarify how much the raise is, but I'm surprised she hasn't called yet with such a huge hand and facing this small raise.
Yeah, obviously an insta call. She's
Sometimes I'll have it.
It's only 1,300 more.
David has to believe his straight is best. He expects to get snapped by any full house, so he's likely sitting there confident that
there she goes.
I have a vote.
You have a vote?
I have a vote.
Yeah, I almost didn't raise.
Jesus.
He can't believe it. He's stunned. So is the table.
That's so good for the game this time.
I almost didn't raise.
David, always a good sport.
I mean, that was a slow roll, huge
That was like the slow roll.
Okay, I mean,
I'm the one that has a bigger pair than you.
yeah. This is why he only plays No Limit like once a year. Brutal.
The day's going pretty well so far. I've hit a lot of sets and running pretty hot. I actually doubled my stack. No full double ups because I knocked Scott out once and I knocked David out in one of their buy-ins. So yeah, I think I'm the table chip leader right now.
All right, back to the action. Xuan Liu, biggest winner at the table so far, looking good. And David is bringing more cash to the table. He's been aggressive tonight. Tough player, great poker face.
I went from don't snap, don't snap, don't snap to don't fold, don't fold, don't fold. As long as you didn't snap, I was like, I can't leave.
You didn't know that she had that
I didn't
cold-blooded
know
slow roll
I
in
didn't
her.
know she had that. I didn't know she had the full house slow roll.
Jamie said it earlier. She said,
I said
"Lon-"
she's got a cold, dark heart.
You're right. She's cold.
And Jamie,
No, that's
we're
not
right.
what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the other thing you said, which is she's the best needler because she's not even doing it intentionally.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She just put a massive
things.
slow roll on, and nobody
Yep.
thinks it was intentional.
And then she did the Canadian, I'm sorry.
I feel bad. Raise?
Xuan with the ace deuce of spades going to 175. Scott with the king seven of hearts on the button, going with a 3-bet up to 500. And Phil Hellmuth with a pair of aces.
How to rope him in.
Well, the problem is, Phil has played all his other hands so passively that the sudden show of strength here likely to drive out his opponents, so we'll see what he settles on. It is 1,200.
That's right, Maria going away. Xuan doing well tonight. She can afford to gamble.
How much did you start with, Phil? Like 8 or so?
She says, how much do you have behind you? In case things work out for me. Phil, music to his ears.
I think Xuan is tempted by the potential of cracking Phil in a big pot and setting him over the edge, but she does fold.
And now Scott, who's stuck a little bit, he may speculate he has got king seven of hearts.
I think Scott knows a little better than this. He was already
That's a
getting out of
lot.
line with
Yeah,
that 3-bet.
That's like 8-3 of clubs right there.
Nice, Ray.
Well, here's a look at our chip counts around the table. Xuan Liu up 16 grand. 3 players up between 1,000 and 2,500. David Baker, Scott Baumstein, our 2 biggest losers on the evening so far, both down in the neighborhood of 10 grand.
That's a nice looking jacket.
Thank you. Good too. I'm gonna wear it till I'm like 65.
And what happens at 65?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll get smaller and shrink or something.
You should buy a new jacket.
Chatting it up here, having a good time. Blinds are 25 and 50. Big blind ante of 50. And a quick fold by Scott and Phil Hellmuth.
You have a very wide range in music. It's either like hip hop and rap or old Beatles songs.
I love music. I have headphones on at the table.
Maria starts the action with a raise to 300. David makes the call with ace-5 of spades in the small blind.
What do you listen to when you play? When you have your headphones on?
I've listened to a lot of Spotify lately, but like some older stuff.
So Xuan with the 3-bet, holding 5-4 offsuit.
Music
I know.
network.
I was like, we're getting there. Like, it's coming soon.
Wait, what'd you say?
Like, what do you listen to? But you're Spotify. I was like, oh, sick.
No.
Sick. They got some sick beats, bro.
I listen to my iPhone.
It's very much like airplane.
I was listening to a lot of top.
But she's got ODB in there.
2 years, 'cause the music's
He's
so
stuck
good.
a bit at this point.
Back to a lot of the old
He's an action player. Let's see who gets lucky. It's ODB. Hits his aces.
See, I'll tell you, what am I
He's gonna check it.
Nice flop for David here.
I listen to CDs, bro. We've listened to a lot of CDs recently.
Vinyl records.
Few cassette tapes, a little bit of the radio.
Vinyl
you know.
records.
Maybe a podcast. You know?
Notice the tell of ODB continues to talk and chat like he doesn't really care about the hand. That's usually a big tell of he cares very much about the hand.
I agree.
Yep.
I'm more open-minded.
It's like they're projecting that they are at ease.
We don't care. I'm going to fold the hand. You just bet I'm going to run, but they're not.
I check. 1 free card, please.
2,700.
Oh, Xuan. You just want all my money, don't you?
Xuan with just a junky 5 high.
I can think of a few cards where I get all yours. So, you gonna call?
Oh, love that. Reverse tell. Thinking of a few. I need to hit, he's trying to say. He doesn't need to hit. He's well out in front. Jack on the river. He's going to check again and hope that she bets.
You have like 65?
The 53.25.
Not a great run out for Xuan. With the backdoor flush draw getting there are fewer and fewer hands that David could have that would fold to a river bet.
Did you like the river?
Tough to find the confidence with your 5 high on a board that seems pretty good for David.
It's a tough question.
Yeah, she's invested.
I definitely have feelings about the river.
She's finally on a rocky road here.
Hey, Jack, he has feelings for you.
I will check.
Ace?
And there you go. She's gonna check it, slow it down, and ODB will take that one down.
Nice hand.
Xuan finally with a loss there.
Yeah, I like the post-flop aggression from Xuan, but pre-flop, I think she's getting a little ambitious with 5-4 offsuit.
Damn it, that's all you have to do is call with top pair?
Trips.
You lose so many little pots slow playing, right?
Yeah.
Smooth calling with tens
For
and
sure.
jacks and letting everybody in.
Then you win a huge one.
Lose, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
boom.
Some internet donkey just gives it to you.
Yeah, David, to his credit, is an excellent player in a variety of poker games.
No, it's like the
Every
reverse
summer, he
Super
plays a lot of the
Six
mixed
where you
game
play
tournaments and has
flopsively.
done well in them over the years.
Kill Phil. Paul Hoppy wrote that. You remember?
Yeah.
You remember Paul?
Row what?
That book. Kill
Scott
Phil.
with the King 9 getting out, but Phil with Ace 9 goes to 150.
And Paul Hoppy, I think.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I don't remember the other guy.
Into
But I'm pretty
David.
sure Blair Rodman wrote.
He will fold, and Jamie goes out. Xuan with a pair of 4s. Makes the call, so heads up with Phil.
What'd you think of that book,
Which book?
The Kill Phil?
I gave them permission to use my photo on the cover, but they wanted to have a trigger on me, like and I said, no, there might be some psycho out there. Just put it over on the side.
Yeah. No trigger pointing at you. I think that's smart.
Done. Turn cards at ace. So Phil now hits aces. He's gonna trap again with a check, and now he's gonna bet.
Do you consider yourself the greatest Phil to ever play poker?
800.
So
Greatest
check raises to 800, and the snap call from the poker brat.
It's a great question.
So Xuan will fill up once more.
Do you consider yourself the greatest David to play poker?
The greatest
He
David
might
Baker to
not
play
be the greatest
poker.
David Baker.
Yes. I consider myself the greatest David Baker. I don't consider myself the greatest David.
Greatest David Baker.
Isn't it brutal that they made you old David Baker, though?
I'm original. I made it. I'm the original, not old.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, there's 2,000.
I mean, what's going on here? I folded top pair 3 times or 4 times already. This is incredible. Why you gotta be like this? You guys are supposed to give me the money.
Yeah, Xuan has bet the pot here.
King 10 offsuits.
Not
You get
cheap
away
for
with
Phil
this.
to see her hand.
And Xuan Liu's the most aggressive of all of them. The one who I promised I was gonna call. I promised myself I was gonna call every time. Why does it have to be this way?
Why don't they just make it easy on you?
Well, how many of you guys had folded top pair once?
0 for me. I don't know about anybody else. Anybody else full top pair? 0.
I couldn't fold it.
Scott 0. We've already seen that.
No, I haven't folded top pair.
All right. Well, so far we're over.
I have to let her bluff me. She's gonna give it all away dead later, right?
Please let me bluff you.
What's that?
Nothing.
Well, she looks very relaxed. This should be a solid laydown if Phil could possibly lay this down.
Oh, this feels more bluffy to me. I was wrong last time, though. All right, Phil. All right, you people at home, I'm gonna fold this. Just fast forward to 3 hours and see what the stack looks like. And remember how they just gave me the money. 10-8 of diamonds? I think she might have 10-8 of diamonds.
You want to see a card?
Yeah, this one.
No,
And she's gonna show 1 card.
1 card.
it just feels unfair.
When will it end, Phil? When will she stop winning?
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Now people would write down the numbers.
I had never seen anything like it. It was like a
Well, that
different
happens here in
world.
Vegas. Go to any of the baccarat pits. They're
Sure.
all doing
I'm
that,
guessing
yeah.
Macau is more intense, but
Yeah.
But it was and then like I needed headphones because everyone was.
It's like the only way that straight gambling with like negative edge could possibly be fun is if you believe in stuff like that, and if not, it's like not that fun unless you're grinding free drinks or something, which is fun.
Jamie Kerstetter, Jack 10 of hearts, makes it 150 to go.
I'm feeling spades.
And she'll get action by Phil Hellmuth with ace 8 of diamonds and Maria. Here we go, 8-4 deuce on the flop.
Phil in the lead with top pair.
Who wants to be an NFT?
That's cute.
500.
Wow.
I have 2 NFTs.
You do?
I have 2 NFT moments, yeah.
Like WPT NFT moments? That's cool.
They actually, they pay like commissions too. I have,
And how much are they selling your moments for?
Phil, top pair, ace kicker, and it makes it even better.
There's one that's on there for like 1.7 million or something.
What?
Okay, probably bids for
But
higher
you
than
can,
that.
but you can get it for like $5.
1.5, yeah.
Not a good card for Jamie. It creates the possibility that Phil has a full house and Jamie is drawing
More than I
dead.
thought I would make, that's for sure.
What'd you get? 20 bucks?
Did you get 3 figures?
Yeah. No, 4
And
figures.
so she does elect to fold
You're
there.
saying someone paid thousands of dollars for an NFT of you
Yeah.
at a WPT final table?
What was
the hand?
Was it your wife?
No. She didn't even know how to do it. She doesn't know how ETH works. They're kind of cool. I mean, I'm not into that. I mean, I'm too old to understand that market at all, but I mean,
Do you feel like a sense of?
I feel no sense at all, but I was glad to get the, it's kind of cool, like, to have, but the weird thing is I tried to, like, search that moment on YouTube, and they can't find it. Like,
Did they
you
take
have to,
it
like,
off
buy the
of-
card. It's, like, gone. It's like, I can't find it anywhere on the internet. Like, it's a pretty good hand, and I can't find it on the internet.
Okay, so Xuan has raised this up.
I mean, it was on, I mean, it made the telecast, it made the raw deal. Phil did a thing.
Check.
Five of clubs on the turn, so David will pick up a club flush draw. He's still in the lead with ace king high. Scott with
I
a
think
gut
this is a new
shot.
setup.
Not gonna do any betting. So checks around once more, and an ace on the river will give David top pair. And one more check. So a very passive line from David Baker, and his ace king results in winning a small pot, but maybe left a little money on the table with that one.
You want to be the next Phil Hellmuth?
Nah.
Very interesting. David Baker, ODB, 49 years old, lives in Arizona. But, you know, he goes to the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles. He says 200 days a year to play poker.
I'd say he lives at Commerce, not Arizona.
I know. A nice guy at the table, but so far tonight, he's stuck.
So it's pretty,
Were there any diamonds on the board?
2 kings on the board, yeah.
Let's see if
No,
he
there
comes
was diamonds.
back.
I had bottom pair.
Going up to 200 here with ace deuce of spades. Xuan with a pair of sevens in the big blind.
Things have gone beautifully for Xuan Liu, 36 years old, out of Toronto. Quite a player. 10-8-3 on the flop.
I thought he had, just the way the whole hand played. and the
David
way
gets
his
none of
face
that.
was, he had a small king. I thought that he was just trying, he felt like he had to bet the river.
David with
but
just some backdoor
he was
draws.
scared. Nobody ever bluffs.
Three of spades, giving him some possibilities to the wheel or backdoor spades. He bets 300, and Xuan makes the call with seven, still in the lead. King of clubs on the turn, so David now drawing to only an ace, but not a great looking board for Xuan's sevens.
Like, most people aren't gonna fold there. Let me see what I have. I forgot. I mean, I know one of the cards, but I don't know the other one. That's a good second card.
And he says, let's see what I have, and then he's gonna bet it. Nice mix-up play here.
Fold.
It's gonna work.
Spades. I had spades again. Ace high spades. And then the other one, I don't remember what the other one was, but
Yeah, ODB says he's a chameleon
wasn't
at the
that spade,
table.
and I
He'll
was
mix
kinda
up his
surprised
game
it was
beautifully,
that.
and I believe he's
That one
exactly
was-
right on with that. And he looks unassuming, and he looks like just a friendly guy that's benign, but is completely the opposite.
You bet 900, I made it 2.4 million. We folded for 1.5 million more into like a 8 million chip pot or something, 6 million chip pot.
Phil Hellmuth goes away.
Nobody ever does that stuff. You have to
Xuan
be.
almost did.
Right.
Who?
Xuan almost did.
Who's Sean?
1,300 more. That makes it so much
Xuan?
worse.
Yeah.
Jamie looking for 3 betting chips.
Great.
Makes it 700.
And James amazing. She went to Rutgers University and she ran a 5-minute mile. So she says, that's fast.
He's playing fast in this hand.
Is this an NFT moment, maybe? Let's see.
Depends how bad you want to play.
Give me my cards back.
You know I'm gonna call. I don't raise and folds. I don't limp and fold. I'm not Phil Hellmuth.
David makes the call with 6-3 of clubs out of position and flops a flush draw.
Check.
Interesting board here as Jamie has a gut shot and the ace of clubs. 800 is the bet from Jamie over to David. And he will quickly call, looking for that club. King of clubs on the turn, and so David makes the flush, but can't be too confident yet, as it creates a full house possibility for Jamie. He'll lead right out for 1,200, and Jamie in a tricky spot here. She does have the ace-high flush draw. A queen would give her the straight, so she'll make this call.
Yep, goes in deeper. River card is a 9. Doesn't help Jamie. So David looking real safe. Gonna put out a bet of 5,000.
And that should do it.
Sucks when I'm like sure you're bluffing and I'm too scared to call you.
Unless Jamie wants to get fancy on this, which I seriously doubt.
10 and the ace of clubs.
Yep, she's got that disappointed look. And
Nice
she will
hand.
fold the hand, giving it up to ODB. World Poker Tour champion, taking it down. All right, these guys are still smiling, happy at the table.
0 spades.
David on the comeback trail.
Joe, what's your greatest NFT moment?
I really don't know. I was hearing him talk, and I'm thinking, well, I must have made some money, too. I have the same deal with the World Poker Tour, but I have no idea.
I don't actually remember where it was, though. I remember playing with you.
Barcelona.
Ah, yes, my favorite stop ever.
That was the first time I met you. Well, only time I met you, actually. Before this.
Buy
I
the
don't
25 and 50.
No, we haven't.
And we got a couple folds.
Agreed about Barcelona. And that's the best.
I love Barcelona. It's like, whenever anyone asks, what's your favorite poker stop, like, I don't have to think twice for a second. I'm like, Barcelona.
King, king, jack. Jackpot for Maria
first in
as she
town
acts
I've
like
ever been.
nothing hit there.
I want to go back.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. I think I'll do it better.
She's
It's also,
flopped
like-
Scott dead.
The city is so amazing and warm and like.
Tapas.
Well, I agree with our table.
yeah.
Barcelona,
The food is
one of the
very
best
good.
stops on the poker circuit.
Eight on the river. So now Maria, who is coached by Eric Seidel, a great player. Maria lives in New York, and she'll make a bet of just 300, hoping to get called with her 3 of a kind.
Whenever I talk poker strategy with Scott, I tell him, remember, nobody's ever bluffing, but he doesn't listen and makes this call, pays off Maria.
Yep, he looks discouraged.
Those weren't even spades.
I might have tried.
I like this table.
That's what I do. I limp in with all my pairs. When I flop a set, somebody just gives me a stack. Today it's going to be Xuan.
I'm glad it didn't come
Wow.
I'm glad it didn't come 7-6 deuce. That would have got me.
Not after you. You just like to play fast against me. You're the only one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to play fast against you. I don't think you limped in with a good one this time.
See, I limped with him with a great one this time, but okay. I will check to you.
All right, I'm gonna see the flop.
I hope you have king 3. That would be nice.
David goes up to 300 with the king, queen, and clubs here. Phil limp calls 5s after announcing out loud that's how he plays small pairs, and flops a set on queen 5-4. Great board for Phil's fives.
All right, bro.
1,200 in the dark.
All right, give us a river card.
And it looks like we are gonna have a bet in the dark and a call in the dark. So we see the 2 of spades on the river.
2,300.
And Phil, a quick bet of 2,300. You wonder, with the speed and certainty of his action, whether he has telegraphed the strength of his hand, coupled with his very tight and risk-averse play tonight.
Just like a chop. I could split if you have ace-queen as well. Folding top pair to you, then. That's where the champions are made.
David came into this table saying, you know,
Probably got 6-7, though.
I love playing with Phil. I just want to test him tonight. Well, here's your test.
I hope everyone else is as entertained as I am.
This could be 6-7 here, Phil. It's the kind of hand you would have in this spot. Or ace-queen like me.
Will David stay disciplined and make this fold, or will he pay Phil off?
It's Phil freaking Hellmuth.
Got top pair, king kicker, and he is taking his time. This would be a very solid laydown if you could do it. Or?
All right, Phil, I'm just gonna let you keep bluffing me, and then I'll have better than one pair sometimes. You got it. 6-7?
Yeah, he's gonna lay it down. He's saying, do you have the 6-7?
Very nice fold from David.
Nice, son.
You were drawing dead, but I thought it was going to be Xuan that drew dead first.
Am I drawing dead to your skill, or was I drawing dead to your hand?
You were stone cold dead.
Nice, son.
Nobody ever loses on TV. Everybody just wins all the time.
There were a lot of people who lost.
Are you kidding? I've lost a lot of money on TV.
Scott, staying good natured. He just can't get unraveled.
No, but I have weird happen. I'd have 1,600 in front of me, and I have to catch a limo to the airport, you know, and all of a sudden I'd have 38,000 in front of me. It's just weird.
There were 3 people.
I mean, if you were just taking an Uber, not a limo, then it wouldn't have happened that way.
Me, Tom Schneider, and Matt
How often do you take a limo to the airport, Tony?
Yeah.
crushed that show.
Only when the WPT sends me one. 150 from Jamie to Xuan.
Well, Phil takes it all the time, all right? Why can't you be more like Phil?
God, for so many reasons. For so many reasons.
Oh, top pair. What is happening to me? Where's my life gone that I'm folding top pair second nut kicker? What has happened to my life?
Well, I'm not raising. This is all just the call.
Thought you went from calling to raising to folding.
No, I was never raising. It's a snap call for me, but I think I have to play a little bit better on this show.
4 players, and it is the board of queen 10-8, so Maria takes the lead with bottom 2 pair. I like that check from Jamie. Really hard to get value for her hand, betting into 3 players on this dynamic board. Queen on the turn negates the value of Maria's 2 pair. Jamie still checking for fear of running into a queen now that would have trips. Xuan bets 300, hoping to thin the field and perhaps hit a king or a 9 on the river. Maria makes the call, and Jamie will stick around with her aces that are in the lead. And a king on the river. So Xuan will make Broadway.
Miracle card for Xuan. She can't quite believe it herself.
17.
1,700.
I like this sizing from Xuan. After getting 2 calls on the turn, she's feeling confident someone has either a queen or maybe even jack-9, potentially a king-jack, something that could call this big bet. Jamie with a tough decision, but I think facing this much aggression in a multi-way pot on such a connected board, she'll be able to get away from her aces, but I certainly wouldn't falter if she gets stuck in there.
is scary. You could put someone on a queen, you could put someone on a straight.
Listen.
It's just disappointing when you have the ace. He's got to lay him down, but she kind of got off cheap.
Oh, would I had to fold top pair again? That would have been annoying. Ooh, I feel like I dodged a bullet.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
We are back for the WPT cash game in Las Vegas. There is Xuan Liu. David Baker had to add an additional 5,000 after that last debacle when he tried to bluff.
I said, Juan has queens or kings, and she's giving away 15,000. That's what I said. Meanwhile, she was 100% right, and I was 100% wrong. Good call, Juan.
Tougher call of two queens, too.
Since I'm not doing a segment for the show, I have to say it in person. Good call, Juan.
Thanks, Phil.
Phil Hellmuth up on the night. Maria Konnikova profiting on the evening. Jamie and Scott, small losers thus far, but not too far off even. So Scott with Queen 9 will open to 150. Phil will make the call, King 10. And these two are heads up going to the flop.
I'll check.
Check in the dark from Phil on what is Jack 10-10, a great board for Phil's King 10. And a crafty check back with the open ender from Scott. He turns the straight. So Phil now the one in trouble. Just a little half pot bet of 200. I imagine Scott is going to charge him to see the river, but no, I am mistaken. Scott just calling, playing it slow, and oh my goodness, now Phil, the one with the full house, takes the lead. Scott may end up paying this off. King Queen has missed, hearts have missed. Getting
It's
an
only
okay
500.
price. Right, Scott, you know, not like Phil bet an enormous amount on the river, so Scott
Full house.
is gonna lose this pot, but he'll be relieved to see he didn't lose more.
No, he saved a lot of money by not raising on the turn.
Had you on the turn.
You did? Oh my God.
Pocket eights.
And that sly smile of Scott Baumstein says, well, at least I didn't lose more.
If he had Queen 9, he was drawing to an 8. And I was trying to not many outs. The pot could have played so much differently. I could check raise the turn. The turn was.
Had Queen 9.
Wow. Actually, if a king pops off, and then a deuce.
Phil now with ace-6. Xuan looking so happy tonight, everything going her way. She's kind of torturing Phil Hellmuth tonight and everyone else at the table. But there comes her main victim, Mr. David Baker. Jack 10 versus King Queen, and the flop is a King Queen deuce. Look at this. Xuan keeps running good.
Yeah, she is, but David with outs to the 9 of the ace. Check raises to 600. He's in a rush to get it back, but this is not the time to do it. Xuan with top 2. Happy to see this check raise from David. Will she 3-bet or call? She's kind of reaching for the 1K chips, but just gonna call. Let David walk himself. Jack on the turn. David will check now that he's made a pair. How much does Xuan want to bet here? $1,000 is the bet.
1,000.
And a quick call from David. So he's got the pair and the open ender. And an ace on the river will fill up his straight. He also has the club blocker just in case Xuan might have had a flush draw, so he'll bet 3,600 and lead right out. And Xuan now feeling discouraged with her flop top 2 pair that has shrunk on this 4 straight river, facing the huge bet.
If he had more chips, I might go all in.
If you didn't call the last one, I'd have more chips. So it kind of goes both ways, doesn't it?
Well needed for David Baker. Xuan finally taking a little bit of a hit. And Smile still at the table.
All right, she won one, you won one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll swear.
Thank you, Scott.
Eventually, I was going to get one through.
And David has unraveled the tight image he spent 20 years building tonight, bluffing his face off in this game, but he has been great entertainment and handling the losses with grace.
Limpy, limpy.
Look at this. Hellmuth with aces, gonna try to disguise the strength of the hand with just a call.
Oh boy. Jamie gonna limp behind with Jack-9 suited. Xuan completes Ace-9, and Scott will check Queen-8 from the big blind. So 4 players to this limp pot. And it is Jack-8, 2 diamonds. So Jamie with trip jacks in position is drawn out on Phil.
That's the downside of playing aces slow. You sometimes get burned, and sometimes it works for you, but this time in a bad place. Now, Jamie's not gonna raise this, so that's interesting.
Turn 7. That will complete 9-10. Jamie blocks that with the 9 of clubs in her hand. Phil, undeterred by all of this action, bets 200. Jamie still slow playing, so maybe the river is where she plans to raise.
You would think so. Let's see this river card. It's a deuce, so
Nice.
Hellmuth feels comfortable. He thinks he's in front, of course. Never been raised. He's betting 300.
Aces.
What? Where is the raise, Jamie? Come on.
You finally trapped us, Phil.
Trap me.
Phil only bet
Too
third
soon.
pot on the river. I mean, more money needs to go in there, and I know that Phil can play very tight, but Jamie with a strong hand left a lot of money on the table there with her trip jacks.
And we would have had a whining call, even if she raises about 1,200.
Absolutely.
Which she should have.
We missed out on more money for Jamie and a Phil Hellmuth blow up. I feel cheated.
Had a different outcome in mind, especially with Jamie, because I mean she's already shown me she's gonna bluff me. So, I need like the 7-8 deuce flop, and she's like, I'm gonna bluff Phil. I need a 10 for a straight. I'm gonna
I got
raise
it out of
him.
my system. I bluffed
Wow,
you once.
he's giving you a southern accent. Where did that come from? She's from New Jersey.
And I'm just waiting like
from
this.
Tennessee.
I'm going like this. I'm like, okay, let's go, Jamie. I folded top pair 3 times
Maybe
shoes,
that's how I
setting
think
you up.
In my inner monologue is, I'm gonna bluff Phil.
I'm gonna bluff Phil. I just need a 10 for straight. Ooh, it's mighty hot out here.
And a 9 against Phil. I flopped a belly buster, but I know I can bluff him. I know I can bluff him.
Oh man.
I think you got the wrong girl, buddy.
Lately, everybody I do has been in a southern accent. So it's
Jamie,
pretty
your
standard.
southern accent was actually pretty good.
Oh, thank you. It is actually how I sound in my own head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A very happy group so far. No one getting destroyed out here. This time it's a 10-8 deuce, 3 of a kind for David.
Check.
A little something for everyone here, but David
All right,
well in
good
front
card.
with this flop set of 8s. On the turn, Jamie now open-ended. But David will start the betting after the flop checks around.
All in.
What? I am perplexed by Jamie's approach to these last 2 hands. Doesn't get the money in when she has a really good hand. Does get the money in when she's drawing thin. She doesn't know how bad of shape she's in, but you know, it's still just a 8-outer and a 5-way pot.
The hunch was wrong. Jamie went for it this time.
How much is it? Let me pay you off real fast. I'll just put these over here for you.
I'm not gonna win this hand. I'm not running very good today.
3K.
And here comes the river. Let's see if Jamie can do it. No, it's a 3 of diamonds.
Sorry.
I would rather get anybody else but you, Jamie.
Wow.
Save it, Baker.
That's fair.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah.
It's kind of fair.
Jamie Kerstetter gets felted there.
She goes into her purse to get some more moolah out.
Bank of Xuan.
Jamie's gonna rebuy for 5,000.
Wow, you got off cheap.
I did.
Oh.
I had king 10 of clubs. I had top pair on the flop.
If he bets, I'm calling too the flop.
I would have bet, except miss bet all the time when they're on the button. I couldn't.
That's true, though, both of them. You got two of them that bet all the
I
time.
had two missed bets all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was shocked when the aces weren't any good. I was like, what?
And we move on.
Ooh, I won a hand today. Yes.
Yeah, celebrate, Dave.
Thanks.
That's right.
How much are you up?
Yeah, I'm up negative 18,000, I think.
It has been a drought for David Baker.
Don't worry, I'm not far behind.
It's okay. We can have fun and lose. I don't need to win to have fun. I just need to...
Can you lose and have fun?
Yeah.
Flop is ace, king, three, all
Is it
spades.
Spades are coming all the time. My favorite suit.
Is that possible, losing and having fun?
Yeah. I'm having fun today. I'm losing.
I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah. Well,
I'm folding a spade.
poker is fun. We
didn't
should
have
all
any
just have
spades.
fun on it.
Maria with the 7 of spades didn't want to draw.
I did.
Had me,
Scott Baumstein worked as an options trader before going professional poker player, cash game specialist. Hasn't been running too well tonight, but there still is time. He's made $4.5 million in career live earnings, though.
And a lot of those at the Seminole Hard Rock, where we have many WPT main events. Scott has cleaned up at that venue.
Thank you, Xuan. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, one of these times, this could be the one. I'm just waiting.
Scott will call King Jack. Phil coming along with 7-6 suited. 8-8-7 on the flop, so Phil will take the lead.
That's right. He's going to bet 250. Xuan with 5's not too bad. You got to think that she'll stay involved here, and yes, she does. Puts in the chips.
I'm sure I'm somehow going to fold this hand.
Don't give
Show
me any
it.
ideas now.
Yeah, I'm going to show it. I'm going to say
9 on the turn will give Phil an open-ender. Xuan a gut shot, but still way behind as we can see.
Check.
deuce.
Xuan does fill up with the 8 on the river.
375.
But Phil's boat a little better with the 7. Xuan has had very strong reads on her opponents tonight, and she knows that Phil has not been willing to put chips in the pot without a hand of some kind, so we'll see if she pays this off or makes a disciplined fold.
I should stop thinking before I hurt my brain.
I might not have folded that one.
Stop thinking before you do something stupid.
No, take your time, please.
Good fold from Xuan there, despite the nice price from Phil.
And I think David might be the number 2 3-better.
I only 3-bet to get more money in the pot.
I 4-bet once with aces.
I'm only 3-betting to get money in the pot, not to do anything else. I don't know this. He limped, he called, 3-bet. He made it forward blind. It's bullshit. I want to put more money in, so I 3-bet.
How else am I going to get unstuck? Can't do it $150
Exactly.
at a time.
That's why I'm 3-betting, to get more money in the pot. Exactly.
And then if you would have
Same.
called him that hand where he had like the 9 or done something crazy, he would have started 3-betting every hand, and then I could win 30 more thousand. I mean, what are you doing? And you might win 30 more thousand. You let him off the hook, man.
Xuan with the ace-10 suited right behind makes the call. Scott on the button with 6-3 suited.
You gotta let the
Coming
stuck guys
along.
gamble.
And Maria
Or he might have
in the
beat me
big
for
blind
30. You never know.
has pocket jacks.
Yeah, sometimes with 8, 9 suited.
Time for a 3-bet.
5, 6, 7. And
How come you're the only one who's allowed to get big hands? Why can't we just get a big hand? You don't think we can get ace-king sometimes?
What's wrong with me getting a few big hands?
You can have them, but we can get them too.
I never said you couldn't. Let me ask you this though.
Why do you always assign him 7-8, me 9-10?
I have flopped a couple of
Jamie
sets
makes the
today.
call now with Xuan. Likely concerned she's dominated, but also with the suited Broadway ace. Is a hand that plays well in position. Does Scott want to come along as well with his junky 6-3? Yes, he does. So a quartet goes to the flop. Maria thinking I should have raised a little bigger there.
I thought there's no way you'd put that much money.
All right, four-way action. Let's take a look at this flop. It's a 4-4-7.
Oh, a beautifully safe flop for Maria. Great board for her hand, and oh no, not a fan of this check. Her hand needs value and protection here. You do not want 3 players going to the turn.
Stunned by that check. She's hoping somebody else is gonna bet it, it appears. But when you have jacks, you gotta protect it, and now it's up for grabs. And ace hits on the turn, so it's gonna backfire that check. 2 players now with aces. And Jamie with the better kicker. Ace queen coming out for a bet of 1,200.
Xuan looking concerned, aware that Jamie has played very snug tonight. And it's likely if she's calling a 3-bet and then betting on the ace, her ace is better than ace 10. Great fold from Xuan.
Nice solid fold. Scott going out. And now Maria's saying, what did I just do? Oh, I better just run away.
Nice hand.
Jamie Kerstetter, she needed that. She's stuck a bit. Things have not gone the right way, but that turn changed things a little bit.
700, she raises to 2K, I call. She snapped 3,800 in the river, and I just snap it.
And another sim that
All right, now Phil Hellmuth with a pair of 7s.
I do. I'm like, oh man, what a hand this one is. Oh my God.
He's been good with these little pairs tonight, mid pairs. So he has just called it, luckily so, perhaps because Maria with a pair of aces behind her.
A small raise here to 150, really laying Phil a nice price.
Wow, why do I want to raise you 100? What does that accomplish? What does that accomplish?
Nothing, but saying it accomplishes.
Maria trying to keep him in, but we've seen this backfire a little bit, and it does again. King 7-6. Phil making sets all night long.
Put the branches and twigs over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in. Hello, Maria. She's gonna bet it because it looks pretty safe.
And Phil immediately announces and cuts out a raise to 600. And if Maria has paid attention tonight, that should set off alarm bells in her head.
Oh boy, what do we find here? Ace king for you? 11?
He's betting 1,100.
Well, it would be tough to get away from the aces at this stage. But it is also hard to find hands that Phil could have that you're beating.
I'd like the deuce of diamonds. What do you want?
Now, 4 of clubs comes up, but he wouldn't be betting on the turn with a 4 flush, so I think she's got to feel safe about that.
I think I have to pay you off, Phil.
Set.
Oh, boy.
I think it's you got to call this, even though it definitely backfired.
Nice hand.
There's not much you can do. Phil played it well, he caught well, and now he's stacking up chips.
Yeah, that's not particularly surprising.
Scott folding 6-5 here. Phil with ace deuce will limp in. David with the 7-9 of spades raises it up to 200.
Why did you do that? I was trapping Xuan Liu here.
Phil sitting pretty tonight, thinking how well it's going. I think he really feels he has an advantage at this table, and now he's got chips.
Never re-raise when I'm supposed to.
Well, if nobody's gonna fold to Phil when he starts putting in money post-flop, he does have an advantage at this table.
That's why the hotels are...
And what a flop, 10-6-5, 2 spades. David with the flush draw and the gut shot. Neither of his opponents hitting, so his bet of 500 likely to get through.
Have it this time, huh? Did you outflop me?
Phil lets this one go, so David Baker trying to rebuild. After the early losses, we'll see if he can get it back.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package. with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Well, as we can see, Xuan Liu, our big winner in the night, up 18 grand. Phil Hellmuth also doing well, up nearly 13. Everyone else is stuck, though. Jamie Kerstetter on the verge of being even.
Jamie's beat me every pot so far. I have not beat her one hand.
Can
But
you
watch
turn?
what happens sometime in the next hour. Because she plays too many hands.
I just
and
want-
I'm so tight.
I played too many. I've never been accused of that in my life. Can you make that into an NFT? Can we spread it everywhere?
The guy who's limped in 80% of the hands is saying the woman who's played 12% of the hands.
What I folded top pair against you 2 or 3 times?
David will raise the 10-9 here.
Why do you think you can't bluff me?
Correctly 0 times.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Scott with ace-queen.
You bluffed me a bunch, right? But now it's my turn in like the next hour. Don't you know? That's what happens.
Bill with
to
8-6
everybody.
can't play.
No, not one human.
Neither can
dodges
Maria.
that. They bluffed me. They bluffed me. I'm surprised you didn't bluff with Jack high there.
And he will make this call.
You've had enough. You've announced you've had enough. I was like, we just show down here. It's fine.
Here's the flop. It's a deuce, deuce, 4, 2 diamonds. David checks.
It's gonna be a big pot.
Scott looks like he's gonna do a continuation. Yes, a mere 300. It will work out.
Even
David
knowing
folds
I
the
always
hand.
have it, and that's you and Xuan. You're the only two that are gonna. David will try it too, but I think he's figured out that maybe it's not his best strategy. But I don't know. He can be like he's stuck too. So
Somehow Scott just doesn't get talked about.
I'm definitely under the radar.
he's the 3-bet guy. You have to pick him off when you smooth call his 3-bet with like jacks.
He's losing, so they would be twisting the knife at this point. Jamie going out, as is Xuan. Scott going. Phil will limp Jack 4 suited on the button. Maria completes 7 deuce. David will check 10-3, so 3 players going to the flop with junky hands, and it is ace, jack 10.
Does that tell you anything about my plans that I just checked down Jack high to you on the river?
I check back too. You're just telling me I bluff you all the time. I just showed down Jack 10 high.
And you were good.
Yeah. I was thinking about value betting, you know, but
And the turn card is a queen, so scary
Wow.
card for both players.
You called 75. You deserve it.
It's gonna work just for 200.
Had a jack.
Pushes Phil out of that pot.
Good hand.
David wearing down late into the night.
All right, bringing back the straddle.
He is stuck, but handling it well.
Damn it, my instincts were to raise you on that hand with a jack 7 of diamonds. But that's good.
On the
That's the
turn?
other thing, is I play hands with people. You told me you bluffed me twice. It all goes in my computer. It's really weird.
Yep. Going back a couple hands.
Is it a Mac or a Windows? Windows 95? My brain's like Windows 95. Shut off.
Windows
Shut
95.
off at 95.
Windows 95, raise, fold,
I have a
call.
I have a Commodore brain. Commodore 64.
Going into robot mode here. I wonder if he does that dance, the robot. Would you pay to see Phil Hellmuth do the robot dance?
I'd pay not to see it. We're close.
Okay. I'm fascinated by it.
Xuan with the 5s here, facing the raise and call. Really thinking this one over. I expect she'll at least call, but maybe 3-bet with that look she's giving her opponents. David Baker looks like he needs to take a nap right about now. And yeah, Xuan gonna turn a hand that doesn't do a lot of 3-betting into a squeeze. So her aggressive style continues to pay dividends tonight.
Xuan Liu, clicked raise, high raise.
If it's folded to me, I'm sleeping the 400.
Can't on the button.
Huh?
Can't
No.
on the button.
If it's folded to me, it's an auto raise in the dark.
Is that binding when he says that?
No, if either of them open, I pull it back and do what I want.
Well, it's an auto raise, but you don't
Yeah.
have the option to re-raise.
Well, this is going to arbitration right now about whether this is allowed or not.
It's only active if
Did you
you
say
both
he's gonna
fold.
raise if you guys fold?
Yeah, in the dark. Go ahead.
Raise, but is he saying
No.
it's a straddle or
No,
a
it's
raise?
He's just gonna raise if you fold.
Man, Scott's mad.
It's very easy to understand what he's
I need
saying.
to get unstuck here. Hurry.
I'm like, let's go. This is
It's called the sleeper raise. It only activates if it's folded to me.
Like a sleeper cell.
David is
it's
stuck
not
the
live,
most, the
right?
biggest loser at this point. In my cash games, we used to say, anything the big loser wants, he gets.
It's just I'm gonna raise in the dark. I'll probably have something good.
And he's gonna take the pot down.
Jesus Christ, I always have the nuts.
The game is a little out of control.
I would like to play some big pots by the end of the night. Can some people please help accommodate
Maybe
me?
we can put the straddle back on, maybe do something
You want me to
else.
raise with a hand I'd usually let? Nah,
limp.
I'm doing my, let me do me. Let me do me.
Don't get crazy now.
Let's not get wild at this point.
What did you raise Xuan Liu out for, and Jamie? These are my people. You always have it.
All right,
They
here,
wanna just bluff
two of the
the
tighter players on the table,
They're
Phil and
looking for,
Maria,
like the
getting
highlight
mixed up in a
show.
pot. Maria dominating Phil, but Phil
That's what I'm
out-flopping
looking
her.
for.
I want my own NFT.
All I want is for Phil to tell everyone what he thinks of me, and I'm just gonna make money forever.
Makes the call,
Like, she's just so
acting
crazy.
very quickly on strength, as we've seen
Those
so
clips
far
and just
tonight.
Put 'em and put
Yeah.
it on Twitter.
Again, acting quickly with strength, leading out for 100 on the turn.
I'm just folding against you.
For $100, getting 7 to 1 with 4 outs to the nuts, you got to make that call. But there it goes.
I didn't trust you to bluff again. Now, I would have checked that to the other two ladies at the table. Because they are definitely barreling.
We should definitely make some clickbaity material.
Oh yeah.
Like, check out these pots I played against Phil where he berates me.
This is not berating.
So, you know, that's why
Don't
it's
turn it into
clickbait.
berating.
Are you known for being a fast player?
I am now.
I would have never guessed. But now you might.
She makes the fearless bluff, as you may or may not have noticed.
Yeah, I didn't know that going in. Now she's a maniac.
Well, the women are cleaning up tonight. Xuan Liu, our biggest winner.
She's raised every button that was folded to her.
Jeez.
100%. I've never had a blind versus Phil.
Wow.
I re-raised her one time.
It's 100.
Scott, you're 100 as well with my big blind.
I bet. No, that's not true. I'm 100
I
minus
checked.
1.
There was one.
I remember specifically one time.
All right. We check.
You check? Well, then I bet 150 in the dark. This was not the way I was hoping.
Xuan got up early, and now she's protecting her profits so far. That's an art form in a cash game.
I will not bet more than 200 on the river.
But now Xuan with the same hand here.
Looking perplexed by this turn bet in the dark from Phil. Doesn't have that much of a hand, but she'll make the
Can you
call.
please turn a 3?
Phil asking for a 3, but it's an 8. He'll fire out 150 again, and he hasn't done much bluffing tonight. As it turns out, he would bluff Xuan off a chop pot if she folds here.
Nice hand, Phil.
All I had was ace high, but I was 99% sure it was good.
So Phil takes down a small pot with some aggression. One of the rare times tonight he has made bets without some kind of nut hand.
Let's talk about Phil Hellmuth, one of the greatest tournament players of all time. He'll tell you that. And he does our raw deal segments, and he's doing a great job with that. Tonight, he's playing tight, waiting to break one of these players. Let's see if he does it.
I don't trust anybody this hand. I'm going to make it 400.
So,
Jamie's
you have
sticky.
to,
400. Whoa, that's a lot of money.
Raising up ace-9 to 400 on the button. David Baker,
All right, let's see if we can finally
stuck
play
big
one
tonight,
now.
in a rush to play some big pots. He's gonna 3-bet 9-7 offsuit
Wow.
to 1,400.
I'm pretty sure that you just went crazy because you think I'm weak. But I'm not weak. I have at least ace-9. But I'm going to let you steal one from me because I know I'm going to get you later. I'm always going to get you later. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. You can't help yourself. You're very
can't
predictable.
help myself.
I should have just moved in.
I can't help myself.
I should have just
Nothing in
moved in.
between.
Like I know he wants to give it to me. He thought I was weak because I made it 400. And he's
Right.
like, well, Phil limps every time he has it.
Exactly.
I like that when Phil raises, we could take out the top of his range.
See, you're trying to dissect everything, which I love, because you guys all make all these assumptions and they're all wrong because I know what you're thinking. So my only mistake is I should have just taken the free 1600 right there. I should have just
You
moved
should
in.
have. Just move in on him.
It was so easy.
You
Like
definitely
he
should
had
have
to.
15,000.
It really was.
Yeah, it was
really
so
was. I
easy,
made
like-
it so easy for you.
He
I
really
did.
did make it easy.
I know. I know.
You,
I
wanted,
said-
you could even tell he was ready to fold.
We
He was
have a
like, wait,
straddle
Phil
on.
talked. He must be weak.
Maria going up to 300.
That's why I win all the monies.
David, still in a rush to play some big pots, makes it 800 with King 9 of diamonds. That will chase away Jamie with the King Jack suited. Back to Maria with
All
Ace 10
in.
of spades, and look at this.
right,
Nice adjustment from Maria
Run it once or twice.
to move all in over the top.
I don't have a good hand, but
After seeing David 3-bet that 9-7 offsuit, she's feeling pretty good about Ace 10 of spades, and she's correct. So gets her entire stack in,
one time.
and it is 4, 6, 3, 2 diamonds. So David
Yeah,
now
I can't win now.
about
Good hand.
50-50 in this hand. 8 of hearts, no help on the turn, so he needs a King 9 or diamond on the river. No, it's a deuce of spades. And so
Should have just
Maria
flatted pre, then I
gonna
win
get
it.
the late double up here. That'll bring her closer and closer to even on the session.
Too many outs.
Yeah, it's not my day for hitting him.
David still in bad shape in this cash game. Will he get out?
All right, there's Phil Hellmuth.
Okay. I have to limp, even if it's aces. So brutal.
Don't even look.
Oh, no.
He
I'm
gets
going
to
to fold
just lift the
90%
button.
of the hands, but
He's winning. He's
let me see. Actually,
second
if
biggest
I
winner at the
can,
table
I should
behind
make it
Xuan,
600.
but he wants it all. Michael Douglas once said, greed is good. So Phil set the traps, this time with just 10-5, has to throw it away. Maria also going out. We got a double straddle here. And Jamie with pair of sixes is making the call.
Punish them. You didn't say it, someone had to.
Xuan eyeing her opponents.
800.
There we go.
800.
She was just waiting for me to say it.
Just like Phil was waiting for her to say it.
Now David Baker, he's just stuck too much to throw hands away. You just gotta keep gambling.
Yeah, David has not been in a folding mood all night, and especially not now. Jamie overcalls the sixes. So 3 players to this flop with about 2,500 in the middle. And it is 8-5-3 rainbow.
Xuan not hitting there. But will she make a continuation bet? Yes, the chip leader is. She'll bet 1,000. David does have to go out, and now Jamie with sixes is gonna raise it.
Surprising aggression from Jamie, who has been so snug tonight and only has a medium strength hand on this 8-high board. But Xuan with an air ball.
If I had a better hand worth defending. Nice check raise.
Yeah, it's gonna work out nice for Jamie. Played soccer at Rutgers. She ran cross-country track. She broke the 5-minute mile, and now she just does a nice check and raise.
Putting it down on the lifetime achievement list. 5-minute mile, went to Rutgers, ex-lawyer, once check raise.
Judgment's a little frayed right now.
Jamie, the pair of sixes, just
You know
gonna
how
limp
mu-
this
it's-
time,
it's
same
actually
hand,
scary how much
up
money
against
I
the same opponent. Xuan with the ace-4 checks it back, and flops trips on
We
7-4-4.
should probably all sit out, you guys.
Beautiful home run for Xuan, 3 of a kind, and gonna trap with a check. And here we go with a 10 of clubs on the turn. Jamie not gonna be aggressive with just sixes. Xuan gonna bet 100. Getting called, 3 on the river. Jamie content to just check this at this point and maybe win. We know better.
Xuan going for 600 here.
It's a lot.
Over pot bet.
Might have to.
Jamie knows Xuan. Been very active and aggressive tonight. Will she call her down here?
I have 2 sixes.
Does make this call.
You have it? Nice edge. On the worst. What is it, 6?
And calls herself the worst, but no.
What?
Calling down Xuan in this game has not been a bad idea thus far tonight. But our big winner gets paid off on that hand.
You're just running naked through the forest.
And stacks up another nice pot here.
You gotta give me some credit for the analogy.
It's hilarious.
It's a great analogy, right? And I'm a killer. I'm just sitting here with all the traps set, just waiting.
Hellmuth trying to warn the table. He's on red alert, ready to take them all down with traps.
They have the magic water.
Let me try something a little different. How about 125?
125.
Yeah.
All right,
I can't
so
lose the girl
it has
over
been
there.
raised here
Thank you.
by Phil.
Cool.
Let me try something.
Maria with ace 10 of hearts calls. David goes out. Jamie, queen 10 of diamonds. She's calling. And now Xuan with king queen of hearts.
Good spot to squeeze these three players with the suited Broadway. Xuan
Make it through the
going up to
forest.
700 here. Phil, not likely to call with ace-4. Does give it up. Maria may call with ace-10 suited.
All in.
And she's just gonna go all in instead. Wow, the back jam for Maria.
Once or
Xuan
twice.
makes the call. And
Let's
she
do
will
it.
be disappointed to see that she is sharing hearts with Maria. They agree to run it twice, and that is the pain look you see on Xuan's face.
Could be worse.
I had an ace also.
Don't say that, Phil. Come on.
Well, she doesn't need to hit it. She needs to avoid.
I just need to hold, yeah. Say you had a king or a queen.
I had a queen.
As I said, they are gonna run it twice.
I had to even it out, sorry.
All right, here's the first one. Ace 6-5.
And as we can see, Maria essentially locks it up on that flop.
Especially all the 10s are dead.
Very hard for Xuan to catch up. Take the hearts on the turn. We'll lock this up for Maria. So she wins the first board and half of this pot.
Like a king or a queen right here.
We'll go to our second board, see if Xuan can turn this into a chop pot.
What am I doing? I swear, I mean, they've raised me with a king and a queen. I have no idea what I have.
10, 8, 7, all clubs, another monotone flop. Nine on the turn will give Xuan some additional outs. A jack would give her the king high straight. King or a queen, still
So
clean
just to
outs.
make it confusing. No 6. There's 2 out there.
5 though, and so Maria wins the complete pot. Gets a double up against Xuan.
That's your hand, ace.
That's
10.
twice now that Maria has had great timing putting the money in with
Now
ace
one
10
more, and I
suited
think we
pre-flop
even.
against opponents she knows to be very aggressive.
Isn't it great that we have this stage that we can just compete on?
Oh, I love it. This is like, I'm too intense. That's my issue. I'm too intense. I'm like, this person got away with this and hit their kicker 4 times on me. This person bluffed me 6 times. I know I'm gonna bust them, but I just need but you need an extra like 10 hours, you know? Like,
It's okay.
you just can't. I didn't beat Jamie a single pot
He
all day.
thinks the whole world is against him
She
here.
bluffed me, but the people that bluff me, I always beat them big
She's
pot.
crushing it. She's up like
I'm up
225
like,
bucks.
dude, I'm up so many Phil comments though. Like, that's all that matters.
Your mission for this game has
Yeah.
been accomplished.
All right,
She
finally have a hand I
smashed
can
me
play.
all day, bluffed me, and I said, this is sweet. I'm gonna get all the money later.
Someday.
And then she just disappeared.
I folded 6 blinds in a row. You're annoying.
A 3-bet pre-flop, all she needs to get the job done.
She is really annoying, isn't
So
she?
annoying.
Yeah.
So annoying.
We are warriors at this table. We are competitors. We get to have fun. It's fun.
Just don't let those chips go far.
David saying, don't lock up on me.
You're gonna have a shot at my chips. Quite often.
And that is annoying when someone gets the rack out and starts racking.
We're not there yet, Phil. You're approaching the finish line, but you haven't crossed it.
It feels
You
like
know
the
when
summer.
players put the
does
chips
feel
in the
like the
rack
summer.
at the game, they're more interested in going away, so they're not going to get involved as much.
Right. Clear signal those chips aren't coming into play.
Not unless they're really big hand.
Yeah, but golf is so much better. That summer's the one time
Still
you can
going
really
out?
play golf here. I mean, I still do, but it's a lot harder.
Xuan raising the 9s to 350 here, and David with the 7 deuce will take one last shot at winning some chips tonight, but he cannot get unstuck. And it is 10-7 deuce. Look at this.
Good for David, flopping 2 pair on that junk hand against Xuan, who has 9s. So that's not bad. She's got to bet 300. And he wants to build a pot, I'm sure.
And this is kind of unlucky for Xuan, being the last hand of the night. And David out flopping her here. He has such a gambly image at this point. It's going to be difficult for Xuan to fold. So she calls the check raise. And a deuce of spades on the turn will fill up David.
That is a thing of beauty, but he can't even take a chance of check raising because he wants a gigantic pot. So he's going to come out and bet this. Looks like 1,800. Now Xuan with 9s. She might be induced because at this point she's saying, why is it such a big bet? I got 9s. Is he just trying to steal it being stuck so much?
Yeah, and under normal conditions, Xuan would have a good hand to make a disciplined fold because she blocks all of the semi-bluffs, right? 9 of spades, 9 of hearts, both so crucial here if David has a drawing hand. But she knows David is sort of on tilt, splashing around, trying to get chips back however he can.
So she's
Xuan
called it.
Calls the bet of 1,800, and I certainly don't blame her for refusing to fold to David at this juncture. Queen of clubs on the river.
Try a huge bet again to try to look like he's bluffing. He could have stepped into a queen too, she's thinking. So what to do for David Baker? Can he come back?
He's gonna go with the overbet here, 8,000. Great sizing from David.
Yeah, now she's disgusted. Does she need to gamble with this?
No, she's just gonna drop out on this one. Knows she's probably beat here.
Thank you.
I should have played my 7 deuce.
Should have played your 7 deuce.
Yes, I just started getting really cold. Oh yeah? Seriously? That's amazing.
Xuan was our big winner of the night. Now it's going to be close between her and Phil. We'll tally it up.
Well, David Baker, really needed it. We know he is stuck a lot tonight. He wishes there was another round. There is not. It is all over. So now they will tally it up. Everybody else doing okay. Phil Hellmuth never blew up like we thought he might. Got a little testy for a while, but that's Phil. We'll get in the report. Xuan Liu is the biggest winner here tonight.
Great job, Xuan. A dominating performance despite Phil's best efforts. Overall, 3 players finished with a profit and 3 in the red, with David taking the big hit. Thanks to all of tonight's players for the dynamic action and lively conversation. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the WPT.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Huge prize pool for this event, as always. Over $1 million up top. Well, here's a look at our leaderboard going into the final table, and this story is Taylor Black, 16.8 million. Gianluca Speranza in second at 4.6. 3 players bunched around our short stack, a little over $1 million, attempting to outlast each other. So don't be surprised if Taylor plays a ton of hands until some of their fates are decided.
Well, we will see. The blinds are 50 and 75, with the big blind Annie is 75. And the first one to go out is Mohsin Charania, 2-time WPT champion, folds his hand around the corner to Lorenzo. Not gonna play. And there's our chip leader, Taylor Black, with just a 4-5. We'll make it 150 to go.
Taylor with such an enormous chip lead. He is gonna apply pressure immediately and raise some very speculative hands here.
Now it's around to David Kim, and he's got a king 7 of diamonds. He's in the big blind. David is from Seoul, Korea, living in Chicago now, 31 years old. He'll make this call.
Everyone at this table between the ages of 31 and 36 years old.
There's our flop, Tony. It is a Jack 6-4. Pair of fours for Taylor.
Well, a little piece for both players. This is actually a nice board for David to check raise a hand like King 7 of diamonds, but he may be extra cautious against the chip leader Taylor Black. So we see him fold a hand that, you know, had some options there besides folding, could continue. But for the moment, everyone just trying to stay out of the fray and move up that pay ladder.
Well, they all have masks on, obviously. That's one of the rules here at Bellagio. We're in the middle of COVID, so we'll look back probably years from now and just say, remember those days. Nice little disguise.
Now, for poker players especially, wanting to disguise any tells or mannerisms.
Yeah.
I know many players who say, well, I'm not going back to no mask poker until they make me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
keeping this advantage. Taylor going up to Queen 9 here to 150,000. Vik Shegal going out with fours.
Wow, and now David Kim with ace 10.
David and Mohsin came in very close as the short stacks.
All in. Okay.
Trying to outlast each other, but David not going to pass up this spot. Will move all in with ace 10. Knows that Taylor is raising extremely wide here and going to take the opportunity to grab a few big blinds.
And Taylor says, okay, the jig is up. I will fold. David, take the pot. There's the WPT Mike Sexton's Champions Cup. They all want to get their name inscribed on that, Tony.
Mohsin Charania already has his name on that one.
Yeah, twice.
The other 5 players attempting to be first-time WPT champions. Pair of kings might help Gianluca get there.
He will raise it up.
And Taylor here finds a big hand, but Gianluca, actually one of the medium stacks here. Taylor can't just pile in chips against him when he's raising such a tight range to begin with. And I really like this call from Taylor. I think he could use some worse ace hands as a bluff, but he should just call hands like ace-queen and ace-jack that have some playability post-flop. Speaking of, David with ace-10 in the big blind will also come along, so 3 players go into this flop.
Mm-hmm. The flop's a 9-7 deuce. Very safe for Gianluca with the kings. And he will go out and bet it. 250 on the continuation bet.
Close spot for Taylor here with no spade in his hand, but he does think his ace-queen is worth a call.
David's gonna fold. And the 9 pairs the board.
Not the card Gianluca wanted to see here. Taylor likely believes his hand is good, some percent. So he's looking to keep the pot small here, just a small bet of 175 in position, basically pricing the showdown, trying to charge Gianluca if he has a couple of overcards.
If you're Gianluca, you're saying, oh no, if this guy slop around with a 9, am I gonna get a big beat? You wanna keep the price of the pot down. 8 of diamonds on the river. Gianluca gonna check it again with the kings. And he will calmly take this one. Gianluca Speranza, originally out of Italy, now living in Austria, got total live earnings in tournaments for close to $3 million. His old nickname was Teganza because he used to take a lot of time.
Oh, he was a staller. Well, I'm glad he's over that phase of his career because stalling has been an epidemic in poker lately.
And now we have the action clock, which pushes everyone around, and he says he even likes it.
Taylor going up again with the queen 10 of hearts. Vik Shegal right behind with ace queen of spades making the call. Big fan of this call from Vik. A lot of players see a hand as good as ace queen suited and start re-raising, but it plays beautifully as a call.
Gianluca is gonna slop around 2 with a 4 deuce. Let's see if anything materializes with that junk hand.
Well, they better not be hearts. It's king, queen, 7, rainbow with a spade, and so Vik well out in front here. Taylor will check his middle pair. And Vik Shegal will fire 150 here. Taylor likes the price, so he'll see a turn. 5 of hearts on the turn doesn't change very much about this board. It was a small flop bet from Vik. Now he'll check back, so keeping this pot small against the chip leader and an ace on the river will make Vik a lot more confident in the quality of his hand.
Chip leader's gonna check again. Vik has got to feel great about this now.
425.
All right, you heard it. 425. Yeah, but this is an easy escape there for the chip leader, so Vik will take the pot down. Vik Shegal, born in Ukraine, lives in Vegas. His former occupation, he was a DJ and a music producer. Imagine that.
Went from late nights to late nights.
Yeah, and he learned poker at 18 with friends. Started playing some big tournaments, high-stakes tournaments, and he has total live earnings of about 723. So a nice career for him so far.
Taylor really pushing the pace here, opening 6-5 offsuit first to act, and you can see how handcuffed some of his opponents are. David Kim there folding Jack-10 suited. Everything now about moving up the pay ladder, especially if you are Mohsin or David. Lorenzo also needs to be very conscious. And he's gonna go all in here for about 1.2 million. Taylor paying the price for getting ambitious with his raising standards.
So Lorenzo Lavis will take down that pot. They are all positioning themselves for a big outcome from one of the biggest tournaments of the year. This is going to be good.
These pay jumps are significant at this point. It's an $80,000 pay jump between 6th and 5th. But Taylor right back at it with Queen 3 of clubs.
Yeah, the winner's going to take home close to 1.3 million. Started out 19 seasons ago. Gus Hansen took this very tournament down and became a big star after that. Who will it be tonight? Around to David Kim, goes away with a pair of 8s. Mohsin Charania, 2-time WPT champion, folds. And there's the talented Gianluca, also not going to play. Lorenzo here with King-Queen.
Nice hand to see a flop with, especially closing the action from the big blind. So Lorenzo makes the call. And on this 9-6-5 flop, neither player connects in a meaningful way. Taylor with a pretty good hand to just bet as a bluff and size up a little bit. He goes with the smaller sizing, which is a bit surprising on this coordinated texture, but maybe all he needs to chase away Lorenzo's king-queen, and out he goes.
Well, that is the power of having a lot of chips. You can muscle players out. They just can't get a good feel for the table because you're always getting pressure put on you. So even if you have a pretty good hand that could be in front, you wind up mucking it because you say, this guy could break me.
Gianluca in what I believe is a Clippers jersey. Not sure how the Italian ended up a Clippers fan. And Taylor, extra aggressive, as we've talked about, until one of those short stacks or maybe 2 of them get knocked out. So here he goes to 150 with the king-8 of hearts. Vik making a really nice flat with the ace-king here. On a medium stack, his priority is laddering right now. No need to get all the money in pre-flop with ace-king. Mohsin in the big blind. Makes the call with 9-8 of clubs. Dominated by Taylor, but Vik dominating Taylor as well. So it is 10-9-4, rainbow with a club. Mohsin the one making a pair here. Taylor again with a decent hand to bet as a bluff. 3 to a straight, 3 to a flush, and folding out hands like ace-king. It's a big win for him. Just like that, the 200,000 gets it done. Mohsin, though, is going to move all in. He just has 550,000 left here, so Taylor going to have to give this one up, but I like the way he played his hand.
All right, going back to the table. 6 players remain. David Kim going to go out. Mohsin. Nice to hear that he's fresh again and running good.
I like that approach, Vince. In most sports, you need that time off to rehab injuries. In poker, you need time off to rehab your mental injuries. All the savage beats you take along the way, you're just, I just need to sit on a couch for like a month and work these things through.
That's right. Rehab your bankroll.
Exactly. Gianluca trying to build his bankroll here, going up to 150 with the ace-10. Lorenzo jams about 9 big blinds right behind him, so this will be close for Gianluca. He's certainly getting the right price to call with this hand if they were just playing for chips, but at a final table, there is some priority on stack preservation, so let's see what he opts for.
And the action clock is counting down.
The return of Tekanza, but the priority is on making sure that you retain a medium stack and not slip into that territory of short stack.
Well, he's required more time there. He's taking out a time chip. So you get additional timing to make a decision, and he is going to call this. He's going to like this.
Yeah, Gianluca decides the price is just too good.
I thought you had more.
Thought you had Queen Jack.
Huh?
Thought you had like Queen Jack or something.
Just take my time.
That's exactly what
I thought I can fold, but just take my time. You thought I had this then?
He's trying offsuit.
Yeah. Wrong a little bit.
Hey, relax. Sorry. No, I was not rolling, guys. Just taking my time, sorry.
Here we go with the flop.
Oh, ace deuce 4, 2 spades. That is a disaster flop for Lorenzo's king queen. Essentially needs running 2 pair or running straight.
Going to the turn. 3 on the turn, so Lorenzo in dire straits.
Five, chop it up. Lorenzo with the Miracle River lives to fight another day.
Wow.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Blinds of 50 and 100 with 100,000 big blind ante.
That's set.
And Lorenzo now with a pair of 9s.
Should have raised.
He will go all in with it. All right, gets everybody to go away, but David Kim now, who's also on a big short stack, has king queen.
Oh, murky spot for David here. He knows his hand is likely getting the right price, but he'd be calling off most of his remaining chips. Question is, will there really be a better spot? And this is an opportunity to eliminate Lorenzo and move up the pay ladder immediately.
Wants more time, though.
Yeah, tempting spot for David. Let's see what he opts for.
And he's going to make this call.
Go, bro.
Lorenzo, making sure to get a fist bump with anybody he's all in against. Has to be good karma.
And the flop's an ace 5-3, so not good so far for David Kim. Now, he wouldn't go broke if he happens to lose this.
It's no good for my heart.
David would be on a very, very short stack.
6 on the turn. So only a king or a queen would knock out Lorenzo. And it is a 10, and so Lorenzo with a crucial double up.
Nice time, bro.
Yep, and David Kim now hanging in there by dental floss.
Yeah, last couple of blinds for David Kim. Lorenzo with new life.
Now, the real story at this table right now is David Kim. He's down to his last couple 100,000. So you gotta figure he'll get involved in here.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Of course, his chips are in there. Mohsin out, Gianluca. Take a look at his hand. Pair of 4s.
Now he can happily see the flop for 100,000 more.
Which he does. So a lot of drama. David Kim saying his prayers. And the flop is a 6-5-3. So 3 of a kind here for Taylor. Open-ended for Gianluca. Zip and pip for David. Taylor, 250.
Yeah, David with 2% equity. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm pretty sure we're going to lose him in 6th place here. Up against a set and an open-ender. He could hit running diamonds, and that is about it.
Gianluca just calling. Hoping to hit a straight.
And with that, David's fate has been decided. So we will lose David in 6th place. But right now, a pot brewing between Taylor and Gianluca. Taylor betting his set of 5s. Gianluca has to question whether his draw is worth the call here. Some chance that he is drawing dead against spades. We know that all of his outs are live, but hard for him to know in this moment.
Taking a time chip again. Needs more time, and he's gonna fold the hand, which is gonna give Taylor the win. David is out of this tournament in 6th place. And he gets up a little stunned.
All right, boys, good game. Good luck, boys. Take it down. Good luck, good luck. Good luck, brother.
Now, David Kim lost the flip and then got his last 2 blinds in with ace-king up against pocket 5s, which hit a set. He's eliminated by Taylor Black in 6th place.
That's right. He's going to pick up $261,000. Let's see what he has to say.
I came in relatively short. There were a couple shorter than me. Kind of waited it out. Lost a crucial flip and didn't work out. I'm the only non-pro in the field, and I'm just fortunate that I got this far.
Right now, Taylor Black loving this. 19 million in chips. He's out in front as 5 players remain, all looking to get their name on the Mike Sexton Champions Cup. And the blinds are 50 and 100 with a big blind, Andy, of 100 as we go to the felt. Couple folds. Gianluca picking up a pair of 5s here. He's from Italy, lives in Austria. He loves basketball. Tough player. He's made a raise.
Pretty common to see European pros residing in Austria for the tax benefits. Taylor here calling king-8 of clubs in the big blind, leads right out.
And the flop is a 7-6-4.
Taylor 2 over cards, backdoor flush draw, and a gut shot. Gianluca the open-ender.
And Taylor's gonna bet it, 200,000.
Gianluca right now, the only one that seems interested in tangling with Taylor.
Yep, hoping to catch. Here we go to the turn. And he does catch. He has a straight. Taylor with nothing.
Well, Taylor in the big blind is going to have more 5s than Gianluca, so he'll continue to try and represent the straight. But as we know, Gianluca the one that actually has it.
How to play it? Just call it? Do you raise it now? No, he's just gonna call it, walk the dog a little bit, hope to get more money out of this. Now a king on the river. That gives Taylor kings here.
Yeah, he may try and get a little value now with his top pair, believing that it's good.
Call. Have a king.
Now a bet by Taylor and just a quick call by Gianluca.
That's a good hand.
Oh, this time. You could have, I mean, I ate the straight, but couldn't believe the time. Anyway, also without, so.
A little surprised Gianluca didn't try and extract more, but with the pressure of these 2 short stacks and his having the 2nd largest stack, I understand why he took a more cautious approach. I think if we were just playing for chips here, we would see him raise the river.
But he took it in 3 seconds, too. The guy takes minutes, other decisions.
Tenkanza, acting fast this time.
No. All right, Gianluca now with a king 5 is raised to 200,000. Lorenzo goes away. And Taylor Black, our chip leader, with just 6-3 of clubs, is gonna raise it. It's to 750.
And Gianluca will let it go.
Taylor Black with just 6-3 will take down that pot.
Worse hand I raised today.
Perfect.
Perfect.
These medium stacks are so handcuffed with Mohsin and Lorenzo on less than 10 big blinds.
All right, this time Gianluca picking up a pair of 8s. So he's getting the cards tonight. He'll make it 200,000 to go. Taylor, frustrated he has to take a break. He goes out. Now Vik again with an ace-king. Now he's played them very slow before, just calling. Didn't work out for him, and now this could be different.
7.
Playing from the small blind and up against another medium stack, Vik 3-bets the ace-king.
What did you say? 7. How much you playing? 2.7. 2.7.
I think Gianluca will make a prudent decision and fold. Pairs underperform under ICM, and there's quite a lot going on here. 2 short stacks at the final table. Vik has been very cautious pre-flop, as we know, having seen him flat ace-king twice already. And while Gianluca can't know exactly what hands Vik is flat calling with, I'm sure he's aware that this is the first 3-bet from Vik.
Well, Tank Anza is taking more time, and finally he elects to fold the hand.
I also didn't know. I mean, you say 700? Because I heard something different anyway. What did you say?
7.
You say 7. Only 7. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot make it 7,000.
No. I heard something like all in, honestly.
Yeah, I thought I heard all in too, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but...
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I hear in my nightmares. All in, all in.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Action's on Vik, and he picks up a pair of kings. He's going to raise it to 525.
Now, tough to think he'll get action from Taylor with his loosest raise of the day with 8-5 offsuit on the cutoff. It's a little tough to talk about what Taylor's open raising standards should be with these 2 short stacks on the table, making everyone else have to play so tight.
Vik was born in Ukraine, raised in Israel, lives in Vegas. His biggest cash was at the Hard Rock 2021 for 216.
Taylor with a real hand this time. Pair of 10s going up to 200,000.
And to Vik, who's got a pair of 5s.
And again, Vik caught in the middle here. Not sure if he can actually flat his 5s the way he would like to if they were just playing for chips, and so he does get out of the way.
Mohsin going out. Gianluca now is going to squeeze, it looks like ace-7 of diamonds.
A medium stack with a medium strength hand, facing the aggression from Taylor and not being entirely sure whether they can continue. But Gianluca will make the call. Lorenzo with the 7-deuce, easy fold.
Okay, we'll take a look at the first 3. Here we go, 10s versus ace-7. Flop is a jack-9-3, all clubs. Either player having a club in their hand. Taylor gonna make a bet of 250. A quick win by him. Gianluca has to fold. So, Taylor Black from Oregon and Arizona, living in Vegas, 35 years old. Went to Cal State University, Monterey Bay back in the day. And of course, he won the 2018 Party Poker Montreal for $1.3 million a few years back. Talented and running good. As we move on, Action on Lorenzo, quick fold by him. Taylor now with the queen jack will make it 200,000. And what a delight. It is party time when you have that many chips. You're just pushing everyone around. Everyone's obeying your orders.
What a fun way to play poker. All in.
But Mohsin Charania this time says, not too fast. I'm going all in. I've got ace queen.
Yeah, this will be close for Taylor. Again, getting nearly 2-1. It's queen jack really getting the right price against such a strong range. That's what Taylor needs to decide.
King 9 is good.
Wanna look?
King 9 good.
275, I think.
You just make a living with King 9, huh?
275 would have been such a weird fold by you.
Yeah, yeah. I know, when you got it, you got it. You just gotta let the guy have it sometimes.
Hard not to have it there.
Mohsin Charania, two-time WPT champion, takes this one down. He's fighting for his life out here tonight. He had to take a break from this tour. He said it was just too much. It was all blurring together.
Schedule can be very demanding, especially if you factor in travel. And I'm gonna call traveling on Taylor raising this Jack 5 offsuit. Boy, we are taking a few extra steps here.
But it may work out. Well, now it's on Lorenzo. And he's got ace deuce, and he will make the call. So there you go. Flop is at 8, 5, 3, 2 clubs.
And again, this is a board where Lorenzo has an excellent hand to check raise if we were playing for chips, and that's a big caveat.
So Taylor's gonna bet again. But that's the problem. Lorenzo doesn't have that many chips, but he's making the good call. And he catches his card.
Yep, Lorenzo with 7 outs going to the turn, plus the backdoor nut flush draw, connects with the ace. Taylor in an awkward spot here. That ace should be a lot better for him than Lorenzo. I'm actually a little surprised that Taylor did bet here. I think he had a nice hand to check back on that ace.
Well, he's an auto bet at all times. Can't really blame him. And now with the big raise all in, has to go out, and Lorenzo deserves that one. He will take that one down.
Lorenzo back up to 2 million and back in contention. Including Mohsin Charania, folding king 4 clubs there.
That's right. He took the title down a few years back. He's had 2 WPT titles, going after his 3rd tonight. But this is the guy that is just running over the table. Taylor Black. And again, with 8-3, he's going to raise it, makes it 350 to go, and takes a quick win. Taylor, very impressive. 35 years old. He's been playing poker for 17 years, making a good living at it, making millions. Blinds are 50 and 100 with 100,000 big blind ante. Action on Lorenzo. Quick fold by him and Taylor. Doesn't matter what he has. That's very Gus Hansen-ish. 4-3, he'll make it 200,000 to go.
I like to think that Taylor is paying tribute to the loose style of Gus Hansen tonight, the original winner of this event. Really, he's just got a monster chip stack.
Well, I'll tell you, when he did it 19 years ago, Gus was playing hands that Mike Sexton and I were just saying, what is going on?
Sure.
And it was working. Everyone was folding, and then every once in a while, he would hit with those hands, and everything just worked out.
Queen 10-8, 2 clubs and a diamond. So a little piece here for Gianluca. Still needs a jack or running clubs to really have something. 200,000 from Taylor to Gianluca, who says, I will see your bet. So these 2 players decked in NBA apparel. Gianluca repping the Clippers. Taylor, a Portland Trailblazers hat. He's gonna check back now that he turns a 3. Picks up some showdown value. Queen on the river. Will Gianluca turn his hand into a bluff? Nope, he's just gonna check this one down. Taylor will be happy to check it back and get the win.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So far, we have not seen any bluffs except for with Taylor. Everyone just electing to play close to the vest, not taking any chances, because the move-up money is so big.
Not often we see somebody at a final table have such a huge percentage of the chips and get to play so loose aggressive. An unusual setup at our final table tonight for the 5-diamond title.
Fourth, not a bad.
You have one of these nights you never want to quit poker, ever.
We need to do something, or we have too much advantage. We need to stop him. Taylor, what do you want to do? You want to win every hand? Come on. Let's do something all together. Come on. If we call him every hand, all the streets. I don't know what, but.
Gianluca trying to rally the troops and take down the chip leader.
Open collusion's the best kind of collusion.
I mean,
his nut flush draw will make the call.
It's not collusion. I mean,
teamwork.
Teamwork, yeah, it's different. At some point, like, the best strategy can be different by what you expect. You know?
Check, check, so...
Oh!
King on the river. Giving Taylor 2 pair now.
That's going to be an expensive card for Taylor. I think he would have gotten away on the river if he didn't improve, but now he'll face a sizable bet from Gianluca and have to give a little action here with the river 2 pair. Especially this bet size of 550. It makes it nice and easy for Taylor to call.
Come on, guys, come on.
Come on, guys.
Come on,
let's make nuts.
Let's make, yeah, exactly. I mean, I believe I had the best hand from the beginning, you know?
You did not.
I believe. I did not?
No.
Not this time?
Oh, in the beginning, yeah.
I told you from
Flop,
the beginning, come on.
Flop, I was good.
I know you have a pair, otherwise
River
you can
2 pair.
call. Of course,
Again.
that's something. But from the beginning, I was good. That's how you say.
There's nothing happier than an Italian poker player starting to run good, getting very chirpy. A lot of personality coming out.
And for a time, there were some huge poker tournaments in Italy, most notably in San Remo. I went and played our WPT national event there a few years back.
Sure, sure. We did a few also in Venice, Italy.
Ah, that's right. I remember the setting for the final table.
Yeah, amazing. All right, this time we got a raise by Taylor.
All in. Mohsin moving all in over the top against Taylor. And this time, Taylor might be getting the right price.
525?
Yep.
I mean, 525 to call, yeah.
He's going to make the call, and a little unlucky here to be dominated by the ace-9 of Mohsin.
It's good for you.
For the most part, Taylor would be calling with 2 live cards.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And a lot of draw equity, but here...
You too in the long run.
Mohsin well out in front.
Yeah, let's see if Taylor can get lucky here.
It is King 5 deuce, rainbow with 1 diamond. So Mohsin retains his lead in good shape here, just needs to fade a jack or running diamonds.
10 on the turn. Mohsin a big favorite to double up.
Needs to fade a queen or a 9.
It's going to work out a king on the river.
What's a figure?
Also, that 4-color deck is just... This, I thought you had a flush draw for a second. This deck is really kind of...
So Mohsin Charania, not without a sweat there, doubles up. 5 players remain here at the 5-diamond World Poker Classic.
10 was a sweat, too.
No, of course. You get to do a good job, bro. Come on, come on.
Goes from teamwork to, like...
Let's make it.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Come on, team. Come on, team.
Let me do this. How much you have left?
Yeah. Ask him how much he has left.
I cannot see.
Here's a look at our updated leaderboard. Taylor Black right where he started tonight, way out in front. Gianluca Speranza approaching 6 million. Vik Shegal still in 3rd, while Mohsin and Lorenzo remain our short stacks.
That's right, Tony. And there he is, Taylor Black.
We're almost done. It's almost done. Come on.
You asked me to do it.
You did a good job. Just do it another
10 times?
4 or 5 times, yeah.
Vik Shegal, originally of the Ukraine, now living in Vegas.
But then we're gonna play against it.
He will just call with ace-10.
I don't know.
Let me know what we're doing.
I'd let you know.
Gianluca Speranza from Italy, now lives in Austria. He has ace-jack of clubs.
I'll join the party.
Almost a family pot here.
Bro, only you fold.
Unbelievable.
I mean...
I didn't get the memo.
Here's a flop of Queen H6, all hearts. Doesn't improve too much out there.
Now, Taylor, the only one with a heart, probably won't face much opposition to this 300,000 chip bet.
We got
Three against one still can beat.
Guess how many odds we had?
Yeah.
I had 2 black cards.
I let you guys down.
Diamond and a spade.
We started out 19 years ago on the World Poker Tour here at Bellagio, and big names have been made ever since by winning this title. This is a big one. Move on, quick fold there.
Almost.
Lorenzo, and now Taylor with just 8-5 is gonna raise again.
Now, Vik has been cautious, acting behind Taylor, but he's gonna come to life with a 3-bet here and make it 500,000 with king, queen. Nice hand selection from Vik to make this 3-bet bluff.
Yeah, Gianluca goes out, and now Taylor with just 8-5. Another 300,000 to speculate, but no, he's gonna give this one up. And Vik Shegal, he used to be a DJ.
Very clear. Hey, you don't wear a Luka jersey?
Sorry?
Why don't you wear a Luka jersey?
Because I prefer this player. I mean, it's my...
Paul George?
Yeah, I like Clippers also. I'm a Clipper fan, so... I was following Paul George from...
He's got a home run Luka jersey
years.
and he doesn't wear it.
No, he's a great player. I mean, one of the best for sure.
That's Gianluca Speranza. He's got a pair of jacks this time, and he has raised it up to 250.
And again, Taylor finds ace-queen facing the raise from Gianluca. We saw him call in position last time. Now in the small blind, gonna take a more aggressive action and 3-bet up to $1 million.
Yeah, but the blinds have gone up, by the way, to 75, 125. Big blind ante of 125. So now, back on Gianluca. He is in second chip position. He is in a fight here with the chip leader. Clock is ticking down.
All in?
He's gonna go all in.
Wow. And now Taylor would like his 3-bet back, thinking, oh, I wish I had just called this one. I didn't expect Gianluca to have something he could shove.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
It's only fair. You get that many chips, you gotta show one.
You like hesitated. Maybe. Of course we do it. What do you mean?
That was clean. Taylor, I don't know.
Taylor, you heard the man. We all agreed.
I don't think anyone's learning anything by seeing one of my cards every hand.
It's fun to see.
Yeah, it's not learning. It's just fun to see, exactly.
Then you should show it.
He's selling hard now. He's like, oh, wait, he might do it.
Gianluca, second chip position behind Taylor.
You gonna show one card? You gonna show one card? Or not?
And this time Taylor's gonna take it down.
Can't understand what you said. What?
Are you gonna show one card or not?
Oh, no. Maybe here and there.
Wow. Thought we all agreed on this.
Yeah. Shit, did I sign something?
This is insane.
Damn.
5 players remain here at the 5 Diamond World Poker Classic. We started out 19 years ago with this event. Gus Hansen, of course, playing junk hands, won that title, became a big poker star after that. Mohsin has taken down this title. He is a big name in the game. Action right now is on Gianluca. He has close to $3 million in total earnings on the tour. And he has raised this one. Taylor this time with an attractive 9-8 of clubs. Gotta like that. Just calls. And Vik will look at a king-jack. Former DJ likes the sound of that music. Jumps in the pot, hoping to get lucky. 3-way action. Here we go. And a flop is a jack 3 deuce, but there's 2 clubs.
Something for everyone here, Vince. Flush draw for Taylor, top pair for Vik. Got shot in an overcard for Gianluca. He'll continue the aggression here, bets 400,000 for about half pot. And he'll likely get 2 calls. Taylor takes the passive route with his flush draw and calls. Vik has to be a little weary of this situation up against the 2 players who can bust him.
Well, he's got just a couple million left. You just want to shove at this point and let these guys fold, possibly. We know they won't, or at least one wouldn't. So no, he's going to go the other way and just call it, hoping his hand holds up. Here we go with a turn. And it is a club. He's lucky he didn't raise it.
Taylor making the flush. Starts with a check.
Okay, they go check, check. Taylor's setting a trap here.
And Gianluca not taking the bait, checks back.
Going to the river, and it's a 4, which that's going to give Gianluca a straight, which could be dangerous.
Yeah, that could be an expensive card for Gianluca just when he was starting to gain ground on Taylor. Now it looks like Taylor is going to take some ground right on back.
Well, he checked the turn when he hit the flush. He never put this guy on a real hand because he's betting everything all the time, and this time he's coming out with a $1.2 million bet. Vik, of course, with just the jacks, they have shrunken up, so he's going to get out of the way. And yeah, I think you got to call this. He's got to sleep at night. You're going to pay it off. He hit the straight up against the flush. Taylor will take this one down. He extends his chip lead. As we go to the felt, a couple quick folds. And it's around to Taylor Black. With just a 10-6, has made it 250 to go. And with little effort, he will take down this pot. The winning continues at this table.
Taylor continues to push the pace. Knows that so long as there's a couple of short stacks, and Mohsin is really short, he can get away with murder. But Lorenzo gonna take the lead here, all in for 1.2 million with Queen Jack suited. He's been patient.
And Vik with a Queen 10. He can't play that now. Let's take a look at Mohsin Charania's hand, Ace 4.
Not quite good enough.
On to the Italian Gianluca, also folding, so Lorenzo will take the pot. And we move on. Well, Mohsin is down to about 750. Blinds are 75 and 125.
Everyone waiting on Mohsin. See what happens in his next all-in. Down to about 6 blinds. Can only wait so long. King 4, not good enough though. Gianluca going out. Round to Lorenzo in the small blind.
I call.
And he is gonna go all in, uh-oh, and he runs into the goods here. Taylor wakes up with ace-king. Lorenzo would have played pretty snug in that spot, but he does have to play ace-10 suited.
Can Taylor knock out this player? We will see. A 10 on the flop, Jack 10-4. So 10s for Lorenzo. He outflops Taylor.
No this time, not this time.
Giggling behind the mask. He's loving that flop. Going to the turn. And it's a very safe card. 5 of diamonds, good for Lorenzo. So this short stack has big hope right now. Big favorite to double up.
It is a 3, and so Lorenzo Lavis will double up.
Nice work.
Ace-10 of diamonds sucks out on ace-king to stay alive.
Taylor Black not used to giving chips away at this table.
I have to.
Of course. I mean,
I hope so.
maybe someday I'll forgive you.
Now that could be a $100,000 10 on the flop for Lorenzo. That is the difference between 5th and 4th, should he move up 1 spot.
So big numbers these guys are playing for. The differences between 5th and 4th and 3rd and 2nd and 1st, pretty enormous.
Well, this may finally be a good enough hand for Mohsin to go with. 10-9 suited for his last 6 blinds here.
And now he's going to shove all in with his small stack. And he's going to get some competition because right behind him, ace queen for Gianluca.
Gianluca waking up with the goods here. Gonna make this call and even has one of the clubs that Mohsin could use, so he's in bad shape for his last 5-6 blinds here.
Everybody else goes out, so they turn up the cards. Mohsin Charania, a 2-time WPT champion, in a bit of trouble right here. 5 cards to come, up against the Italian Gianluca. Ace queen versus 10-9. Let's go to the flop. It's a 9-6 deuce, and there's 2 clubs out there to boot, so Mohsin with a great flop.
It'd be hard to lose now. Gianluca needs a red ace or queen.
5 of hearts. 1 more card to dodge for Mohsin. Can Gianluca pull off a miracle and get him out? No, it's a deuce on the river, so pairs the board. Mohsin is safe. He will double up.
Mohsin makes good on that hand.
And let's go to the table. Gianluca. Quick fold by him. He's in 2nd chip position right now. Gianluca has about 4.1, and there's Taylor with a 10-7, and he's going to raise it to 250. Blinds are 75, 125. That is Vik Shegal. He goes out, but Mohsin Charania, 2-time WPT champ, has a real hand.
All in.
Ace queen, he'll go all in with it. And Taylor says, okay, you got me. No big deal. No parade for you, no monuments.
He's heating up. Heating up.
Yeah, need to get one of those NBA Jam shirts now.
Oh, we're talking a little NBA Jam. That was the best back in the 90s. A lot of 90s babies around this table, everyone between the age of 31 and 36.
Well, you know, the average age on the World Poker Tour, I think, is 34.
34.
But that's actually 140 in poker years.
You don't have to tell me, man. I'm 37. I should be dead twice.
All right.
Now, Vik.
All in.
Guess we're about to find out.
All in over the top of Taylor's raise with the ace-6 suited. He has been very patient, conservative today, but his chip stack has slid away from him, and so now he's opening up his game.
In the future, if you prefer like 5 seconds of me waiting so you get a little sweat, just let me know. So I can do that for you. The snap fold is nothing, right?
Hey, you want your heart beating, let him know.
Yeah, just let me know.
I don't like to sweat. If I have a hand going all in, it's not that strong. Please just go out. Don't torture me.
You're too much of a stone cold killer. You probably wouldn't even feel it. Probably don't even have a heartbeat if we checked you.
I do.
You do?
I'm still human.
Yeah.
Action's on Vik here. 6-5-0. Mohsin out. Gianluca with Jack-5 suited in the big blind. Usually good enough for a button raise, but when you're raising into the big blind of Taylor Black, you have to play a little more conservative, so he lets that one go. Lorenzo with King-6 in the small blind. We'll try and sneak in here. He completes. Taylor with a 9-4 may try and blast Lorenzo out of this pot. Yes, he will. Going up to 350. And that's enough to chase Lorenzo away, so Taylor's continued aggression pays off there. He'll drag that pot uncontested.
All right, going back down to it. Got a quick raise by our chip leader, Taylor.
Goodness. Taylor just completely out of line here. Taylor knows so long as there are short stacks around this table, nobody can really stop him from doing this kind of stuff. So Lorenzo makes the call with 8-6. And on ace-queen-5, this should be a board that Taylor wins uncontested.
Lorenzo has to check it. Taylor with 7 high. relishes in the bet and an instant fold. Of course, Taylor Black still scoring, betting with nothing, looking good right now.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Mohsin Charania knows the 5-diamond event well, looking to be the first 2-time 5-diamond event winner and try and one-up his buddy Ravi Raghavan.
All right, back down to it, Vik Shegal. Hanging around, playing well, folds his hand. Mohsin Charania with the pair of aces. Nice time to get him.
That's a hand to help you one-up your buddy. That's that old saying, Vince. Show tunes going off in his head.
Yes, exactly. I hate show tunes.
I don't even know a show tune.
Let's see who wants to play with him. Not Gianluca, not Lorenzo.
Watching?
No, Taylor's not even gonna play with them.
No.
Well, that's the problem with aces sometimes.
Not against me.
You've got all the good cards in your hand.
Wasted aces. What a tease, Mohsin. He'll take it, but you're saying, oh man, that's the kind of hand I want to triple up on. Didn't happen, but Mohsin takes it well. Great poker face. Save those aces for another time. And we move on. Gianluca now, gonna fold that. Lorenzo.
In fairness, everyone with the mask has a great poker face.
That's probably right.
If you got a bad poker face behind a mask, you got bigger problems. Lorenzo with 8s here goes up to 250. Taylor right behind.
Remember David Benjamin? I think Lorenzo looks a little like him for some reason.
From behind the mask?
With the mask and the jacket and the hair.
Couple of Frenchmen, perhaps distant cousins.
Yeah.
Taylor 3-betting the 10-9-0 here, going up to 650. We've talked about pocket pairs underperforming in these ICM final table situations, but that's only when you get called or you do the calling yourself. Lorenzo moves all in and takes it down with no showdown against Taylor Black.
Yep. Nice aggressive play. Takes the pot down. Okay, it's right back on him. Quickly ejects that. Taylor with 5-3 makes it 250 to go.
Mohsin goes out, but Gianluca with King-9 in the big blind may want to see a flop.
This is quite a competition to see who can hang around from these short stacks.
And it makes for an unusual final table. You know, one guy raising every 5-3 offsuit and everyone else folding really legitimate hands because they're so handcuffed. But Gianluca in the big blind does want to see a flop with King-9. That's a pretty good hand when you're up against 5-3, but on 7-4 deuce, it is the 5-3 that flops the open-ender.
Yep, Taylor raised before the flop and now gets open-ended, and he will bet it 250. Gianluca, close to 4 million in chips in front of him. He's in second chip position. He's gonna take a stab. Float around, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Gianluca's continuing without a spade in his hand. He really thinks Taylor is out of line here to call King-high no spade on the flop. And with the 3 on the turn, Taylor will take the lead.
Yep, a little pair and open-ended. And he's gonna check it, says no need to bluff anymore. Queen on the river, so the Italian doesn't get anything. Will he bet? Nope.
Taylor will check one more time, and yet again, a 3 on the turn will capture the pot for Taylor up against Gianluca.
Gianluca showing the hand like he had a winner or something. He's just advertising, or?
No, if your opponent's raising 5-3 offsuit in every other hand under the sun, you got to think that King-high is going to be good sometime.
That was after Taylor showed his hand.
Well, then he might just have bad eyesight.
That could be.
Taylor with the black-on-black Portland Trail Blazers hat up against the Clippers jersey Paul George of Gianluca Speranza. These two have done the most tangling of our final table as Taylor opens the next hand with 5-4 suited right behind. Vik Shegal, been waiting patiently for a quality hand to make a move, finds one. He's got ace-9 suited here, and we saw him jam over the top of Taylor's last raise with ace-6 suited. And no surprise that he looks interested this time around.
And we're gonna look down at Mohsin's ace-king. Whoa.
All in.
He's gonna shove all in.
That's a little unlucky for Vik. Hasn't made many moves pre-flop, but runs right into it this time, and he's gonna be getting such a good price.
So this could break Vik. Lorenzo and Taylor go out.
Vik actually doesn't even have that much behind. Pretty unlucky for Vik here.
Made the call, though.
So Vik Shegal all in and at risk up against Mohsin Charania. Vik holding the ace-9 of diamonds. Mohsin ace-king with the king of diamonds. He does have Vik covered at this stage.
No, it's the opposite, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Mohsin with a big chance of knocking out Vik. He's got the better hand. He's got more chips. Here we go with the first three. It is a queen 8-4. That is good for Mohsin Charania. Vik in dire straits right now.
Yeah, Vik. Been so patient tonight, but it looks like his evening is going to come to a close here. If he can't catch a 9, that is his only method to win.
He hits the 9 on the turn. What a card.
My goodness.
That was a long shot. It worked out. Mohsin now. Can't believe it.
Ace on the river, no help. That gives 2 pair to Vik, 1 pair to Mohsin. So Mohsin gonna lose most of his stack there. As we see, he's left with just a few 100,000 behind. Vik Shegal, crucial 9 on the turn for the double up.
Wow, that is an amazing hit on the turn. Mohsin Charania licking his wounds right there. 5 players remain. What action we're seeing at Bellagio, and we're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour. And we have a couple folds around to the Italian Gianluca Speranza.
Fun name to say, isn't it?
Love it. That's a fantastic name to say.
Ah, molto bene. Now Lorenzo here, facing a raise with the 9-8 offsuit limped into the small. Of course, Taylor isolated him with the raise. Makes the call, and we see a king, 6-5, 2-heart flop. Lorenzo with the gut shot. 2 cards over the 6. Not much else to speak of. Taylor with ace high and a couple of backdoor draws. So Taylor will start the betting, 275.
Lorenzo with the inside straight draw. He's been getting pushed around by this bully on his left the entire night. And wow, he's cutting out those raising chips. He's had enough. He's mad as hell. He's not going to take it anymore. He's doing it in a raise.
A nice hand selection from Lorenzo. He has some outs to the nuts. He blocks some draws, a couple of overcards to the 6, and that's all he'll need to take this one down.
Yes, it's going to work out. He gets the man with the ace to go away. So that's kind of feel good. You sucked out on the turn just before, and now you get the bluff one. So things looking up. I think he's in second chip position at this time behind Taylor Black. Anything can happen here. Mohsin Charania this time with just a 10-3 of hearts.
Yeah, Mohsin down to his last few big blinds here, just moving it in before the big blind and big blind ante eats about half his stack.
Yep, that's what he's done. Now, can he get away with this and win with 10 high? It's around to Taylor, though, who's rich.
Well, he doesn't have much, but he's getting nearly 2-1 on a hand that plays well when it sees all 5 cards and is likely to be heads up with Mohsin if Vik stays out of the pot.
Clock is ticking down. He's going to require more time.
Maybe debating whether he wants to shove and push Vik out of this pot or call and leave himself open.
Mohsin is saying, just please, give me a little break. Give me a gift, just go out. Little does he know he's in front at this point, but he's gonna get called. And now Vik with ace-3 wants no part of that.
I'm not 100% sure what I'm supposed to do with the ante.
So there you go.
I'm not sure if that's a shove. I just don't know about the ante.
So Mohsin all in with 10-3 suited, down to his last 3 big blinds or so, just making sure he gets his money in before he has to pay the big blind and the big blind ante.
Yeah. You can call too.
So 5 cards to come. The flop is a king 9-5. There's 2 diamonds out there.
Oh boy.
Taylor with a 4 flush and a straight draw.
And both his pair outs are live too. Turn is a diamond, and with that, we are going to lose Mohsin Charania in 5th place, 2-time WPT champion and a past winner of the 5-diamond main event. Has a nice run in this tournament, but does finish in 5th place.
That's right, he's out in 5th place. Let's go talk to him.
Honestly, it's pretty hard to have expectations when one guy who's really good has all the chips, so I got pretty lucky to even still be in, so I'm pretty satisfied, I guess.
Blinds are 75, 125. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Taylor Black with the pair of 9s, made it 250 to go, and Vik next to act picks up a pair of kings at the best time to get him.
Now, Vik with a real decision here between re-raising and flatting, but I think he will re-raise.
All in?
He is going to go all in. The biggest form of re-raise.
Certainly does. Let's see if anybody else wants to compete for this pot now. Gianluca out, Lorenzo out.
Taylor has a very real decision here. 9 is quite a strong hand. When Vik moves all in over the top like this, he's going to have plenty of overcards. He does make the call.
Nice one.
Not too surprised to see Taylor making that call. 9's quite strong. We've seen Vik move all in over the top with hands like ace-6 suited and ace-9 suited. And now with no short stack, I think these players will play a little more freely. So Taylor needs to find a 9 to knock out Vik.
Yep, big hand for Vik, big opportunity. Let's see what happens. It's a jack 4-3. There's 2 spades out there. So Vik still in front. And a 7 of diamonds on the turn. So Vik a huge favorite to double up against the chip leader. Down to the river we go. It's a 3. Not gonna work out for Taylor.
2 point what?
Nice double up for Vik Shegal. Taylor with his first, pretty solid hit there.
Yeah.
Give a few million away.
A dent in his stack. His 16, 17 million, still such a fortress that he's got plenty to go if they really want to put a hurt on him, but moving the wrong way. Gianluca with a pair of 3s, first to act.
250.
Well, he's gonna make it 250. Couple folds. Oh, Vik is gonna wake up with big slick ace, king of diamonds. He's on a nice little rush right now. And those eyes are saying, how much can I get of that stack? How to do it. Just walk the dog with a sneaky call or push.
He's gonna use a time extension.
All right, so he could be doing that for deception.
Yeah, I always wonder whether that's performative or whether Vik is actually deliberating about his raise size. And either way, he is gonna re-raise to 775. Healthy bet from Vik. Back to Gianluca. And I thought Gianluca's open with 3s was already a little too loose. I think continuing to put chips in the pot would be way too loose. We'll see if the young Italian disagrees. Now it's the return of Tinkanza. But no, he'll let it go.
Yeah. stay or do I go? And he went. And Vik Shegal will take down the pot. He's in second chip position with about 6 million in chips. Taylor Black with about 16. No more drama in that hand, and we move on. And this time it's on Lorenzo. Tough French poker player. Looks a little like David Benjamin, another Frenchman.
Taylor going up to 250. Really getting out of hand with his pre-flop raises. 9-3 offsuit on the button, especially now that his opponents are less handcuffed, strikes me as too loose. Gianluca with queens in the big blind.
Whoa. That's the pair you want.
How does he want to play it? Small re-raise or all in?
All in.
And Gianluca with a pair of queens, gonna move all in over the top and make Taylor pay for getting so out of line. Such a junk hand, and now with no short stacks on the table, his opponents are free to fight back.
No, you're so right. It makes the texture of the game completely different. So will Taylor make an adjustment? We'll see. Got about 16 million right now. And action's on Vik. Doesn't pick up ace-king, so he'll fold. And Gianluca with a nice queen-jack of spades.
Going to 250. Lorenzo right behind with ace-king, though, in the small blind. I imagine he's gonna risk them all.
All in?
Yes, he does. So France versus Italy here. Back to Gianluca, and he'll have to let his queen-jack suited go. Always hurts to fold hands that pretty, but cannot call that big a shove.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
As we can see, Taylor Black still well out in front with 15 million. Vik Shegal now in second, approaching 7. Lorenzo Lavis at 4 million. And it is Gianluca Speranza at 2.6, currently in 4th place.
Yeah, and there's some huge payouts today. The winner is going to take home close to 1.25 million for first place. Second place gets 827. Third, 609. And fourth place, 454,000. Okay, blinds are going to be 75 and 150 with a big blind ante of 150. And here we go, a quick fold. And now Taylor Black, that is our chip leader. He is going to move it up with just a 10-8 up to 300,000.
Vik thinking about it with king 10 in the small blind, but lets it go. Gianluca, short stack in the big blind, has king jack.
Yeah, he's got about 2.6.
Yeah.
All in.
Look at this, he is gonna push all in.
And Gianluca taking king jack, using a hand that usually plays as a call, but jamming over the top of Taylor and recognizing that he is raising a ton of hands tonight. Nice adjustment from the Italian.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he has total live earnings of about $3 million. He can really play. And we move on. That is Vik Shegal. He goes out, lives in Vegas. He's a poker pro. And there's Gianluca again. Getting busy with the queen 4 of hearts. Makes a call.
First limp of our final table. Gianluca trying to open up his range on the button here and get to the flop with more hands without raising into our chip leader, Taylor.
And Taylor doesn't bump it up, so here we go.
What a flop for Gianluca. Queen 5-3, 2 hearts.
That's right. Taylor's going to check. Gianluca can't believe what he's seeing.
Yeah, Taylor with a hand that could conceivably check raise. Taylor seems to agree, goes up to 450. Nice play here from our chip leader.
Yeah, how's that gonna work out for him?
Terribly. Gianluca with a perfect hand to call in position, top pair, and the flush draw, backdoor straight draw. And with this low kicker, he doesn't have much incentive to 3-bet.
Guy raises into you. Now what do? You're on a short stack, and the clock is ticking down. He wants more time.
Well, I think he should call in position here. He has a very well-protected hand with top pair. If Taylor has top pair himself, he's behind.
And now he's figured it out, and he's just gonna call it. Top pair, 4 flush. This could be a big one. And a flush appears. Deuce of hearts, great for the Italian.
May lead Taylor to continue barreling. He's aware that that card will also improve Gianluca's range, so I'm a little surprised that he has checked here with the King of Hearts in his hand. That said, a tough card to believe your opponent's gonna fold whatever he called a flop check raise with. So goes check, check on the turn. Gianluca trying to give Taylor room to hang himself, but Taylor, a little too crafty here, does not take the bait and checks down his king high. So now Gianluca will debate how much he wants to bet here.
Yeah, he's only got a couple million left. He didn't get Taylor to bet it.
850.
So he's gonna stick in a bet of 850. Let's see if Taylor has any interest. No, he's too wise for that. He gets out of the way. So that's gonna be good for the Italian. Taking down this pot. He's on the comeback trail. There he is, Gianluca, ace-8. And he is going to raise us up to 300,000 into Lorenzo, the Frenchman, who picks up the big hand of kings.
Lorenzo just deep enough to make a 3-bet here that's not all in, what we would call an induce, and hope that Gianluca comes in over the top. I don't think Gianluca will take the bait here. These middling offsuit aces are really bad hands to wind up all in with, especially under ICM. Gianluca has been very crafty tonight and aware of ICM, taking some risks against our chip leader, but not forcing it, and he gets out of the way here against Lorenzo's kings.
Well, they both had about the same amount of chips, so nice fold by Gianluca. Lorenzo's saying, I wish I could have gotten more.
Very international tournament, the 5-Diamond. People travel from all over to come into the Bellagio and play this 10,000 re-entry event. One of the most historic in poker.
Quick fold by Gianluca, but Lorenzo this time with ace-9 of spades makes it 300,000 to go.
Taylor just calling from the small blind. I'm a little surprised he didn't jam over the top, but perhaps he thinks Lorenzo's a little too deep for that now, and he wants to have some strong hands going to the flop. So he calls king-queen, Vik calls king-10 in the big blind. Now, on this jack-4 deuce flop, Taylor, with the king of clubs in his hand, will take one off on the flop with 2 overs in the backdoor flush draw.
So they open the door there for Lorenzo, the Frenchman. And he's gonna try to shut them out. 325 bet.
Well, this may work for Lorenzo. He's just betting a hand that is whiffed on the flop, hoping to take it down. Taylor gonna stick around with a call, 3 to a straight and 2 overcards. But Lorenzo in the lead here. This could end up checking down, and Lorenzo will be surprised to win. That deuce making it all the more likely. Lorenzo could bet, could check. You have to be concerned that nothing really changed about this board, so if Taylor called you, he likely has a jack or a flush draw. But I think he has the type of hand that wants to mostly check back here.
He's playing very tight early on at the final table. Perception of extreme tightness, and now he's gonna open up his game more. And because of that perception, it might pay off. And it does. He pushes Taylor Black out of there. Lorenzo has hobbies of boxing and golf when he's not playing poker. His biggest tournament cash to this point was only $95,000 at the Venetian.
I'm gonna do a little better today. He is locked up over $450,000 for 4th place. At this point, every pay jump, 6 figures. 3rd taking home over $600,000.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Now Taylor Black with an 8-7 is was going to raise. Lorenzo didn't raise it, but now he's going to call it.
Lorenzo doing a very nice job of limping strong in the small blind. He's mostly limping hands that can stand a raise instead of limping hands that have to fold, because we know the raise is coming from Taylor.
Flops a king, jack, 8. 8's for Taylor. Open-ended for Lorenzo.
Great flop for the Frenchman, but it is Taylor who has the pair and takes the lead. He will bet 300,000. And I think Lorenzo will opt for a passive approach here, and he does.
All right, he's open-ended. Can the Frenchman hit? No. King pairs the board. And Lorenzo will check. Taylor Black lives in Vegas, from Oregon originally. He's made close to $2.6 million in live tournament earnings. He doesn't slow down. He's gonna make a bet. It's $1 million. And that is tough to call, open-ended.
Very unfortunate for Lorenzo to be facing this bet.
And he will release that.
So Taylor's aggression continues to pay off.
Now Gianluca, quick fold by him. Now the Frenchman, Lorenzo, not gonna play this one. On to our chip leader, Taylor.
Taylor now with Jack 10 of clubs in the small blind, going up to 475,000. Vik Shegal, who is second in chips in the big blind, wakes up with pocket queens.
1.15.
Quickly raises to 1.15, I believe.
That is right.
Yeah, Vik has been a pretty purposeful player, and I wonder if Taylor will pick up on the speed of that 3-bet. It's also priced in a very affordable fashion, almost inducing Taylor to stick around. But Taylor with the Jack 10 of clubs believes he has a little too much hand to give up now, so he does make this call, and he is in bad shape going to the flop.
Two chip leaders battling. Let's take a look at this flop. It's a 10-8-4, so Taylor hitting 10s might think he's in front. He's going to check it. And that is a beautiful flop. If you're a Vik with a nice big overpair, nothing too scary on that flop. So what's going to be the amount of the bet? It looks like 800.
Taylor, top pair, backdoor straight, and flush draw. Certainly can't fold on the flop. Makes the call.
And we are going to the turn.
So 5 of diamonds on the turn. Does complete 7-6, but other than that, a card that's more likely to give Vik draws than the winning hand. So it will be tough to get away from this 10 if you're Taylor. Vik only playing about a pot-sized bet behind. We'll see how he opts to continue here.
The clock is ticking down. And now he can choose to take more time with that chip, and he does so.
Yeah, I think Vik is deliberating between an all-in and betting something like 1.3 million.
Well, yeah, you don't want to let your guy off cheap. You got to push in a bet here, of course, with the big overpair, with the danger that lurks. Clock's ticking down again, Tony, and he's going to take more time. Maybe to confuse Taylor a bit. These time chips can be used for strategy as well. We've seen players take a lot of time with the nuts sometimes just to throw off their opponent.
And he is really thinking this one over. And he does have a very real decision here about his bet size. This isn't posturing.
1.8.
There you go.
Huh, he chose a size in the middle here, 1.8, which is about half his remaining stack. I'm a little surprised by the sizing selection, but this may work out.
Now, he's going to take more time.
Difficult decision for Taylor.
And it's a very, very expensive bet. 1.8. Yes, you're involved, but got a lot of chips. You don't have to wager. Plus, the perception of Vik at this point has been very tight.
Right.
The difference between fourth and third is a big amount of money. It's 155,000. Gonna lay it down. Nice lay down, Tony.
Yeah, great fold from Taylor.
Just well thought through. Didn't need to gamble, didn't do it. So put that all in the equation. I mean, it's just a nice solid lay down by a good professional.
Taylor taking a sequence of setbacks here recently. As I said, he was up near 20 million. Now probably closer to about 12.
There goes Taylor on this hand. He's gonna raise it with a 10-7. Back to his old stuff. In honor of Gus Hansen, who plays anything and everything. I used to call him the junk man. And he won this event the first season doing that. And we get a call. And the flop's an ace-queen 5. Lorenzo flopping aces, gonna check it. Taylor getting none of that. But he is going to try to take it. 300,000 bet. Hoping that Lorenzo has none of that, but he does. He makes the call, quick call.
Interesting flop for Taylor to continue barreling on here. The deuce on the turn, a more favorable card for a pre-flop raiser than the big blind, unless he has 4-3 suited. So on these inconsequential turns, usually the pre-flop raiser gets to barrel, and Taylor agrees, bets 1 million. And Lorenzo, quite undeterred, makes the call on the turn with his ace.
Yeah, plus a straight draw. Definitely should stick around with this. And a deuce on the river.
That deuce being a spade will likely lead Taylor to empty the clip here. He has the flush blocker with the 10 of spades, and he has just a total airball hand that cannot win at showdown.
All in.
And he does go all in here. I don't know if Lorenzo's going to give this one up. He's getting a great price. He chops with all the aces, but ace-king and ace-queen, and he does make the call. So he will be happy to see that Taylor has run a big bluff here, and Lorenzo has caught him red-handed.
Yeah, it was only about 2.4 on the river. To call that down, you have aces. You got that queen kicker for you. So that was well done by the Frenchman. Takes down a big one.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Blinds are still 75, 150. Big blind ante of 150 as well. And it's up to the Italian first. Gianluca. King 10. And he will make it 300. Lorenzo and Taylor going out around to Vik Shegal. King deuce. Vik's got about 7 million in front of him. Gianluca with about 3.2. So Vik will play.
Gianluca in good shape, dominating, going to this flop, but gets out flopped on 8-6 deuce. Vik making bottom pair. Gianluca with a hand that can mix bets and checks here. A board that's more favorable for the big blind than the pre-flop raiser. Gianluca with the 2 overcards and the backdoor straight draw. Wants to continue betting here. Makes it 300,000. Vik makes the call. So on to the turn, and it is a 6 of spades. Certainly a more favorable card for the big blind than the in-position player. And Vik gonna stab for 200,000. Gianluca not gonna fold receiving those kind of odds. He needs an 8 for a chop, king or a 10 for a win. Instead, it's a 6. So Vik makes a full house on the river. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him block bet for value here. Nope, he just decides to check it. And Gianluca happy to check it back. We'll find out he does not win this pot.
Gianluca.
Shaking his head.
Yeah. Muttering things behind that mask.
What he was doing on the river if it doesn't come a 6.
I mean, depends. What card?
Whatever. I mean, I don't know. I kind of knew your cards so much. I feel like an idiot. Just feel after that river, you'd never check folding. Like, I mean, I don't know.
That is true.
Well, Vik with the junkie 9-4-0 in the small blind here. Looks like he wants to play. Well,
Is that enough?
raise to 375.
Yeah. Is that enough?
Yes, it is. Gianluca with a nice hand to call with. Queen Jack in the big blind.
I'm all in.
He's just gonna go all in here.
And a quick ejection by Vik Shegal. So nicely done by Gianluca. And a bold player. I gotta give him that.
Vik getting a little out of line with that 9-4 offsuit raise. Gianluca punishing him for it. So Gianluca is not back down from the challenge, no matter who has the chips.
And this table's gotten very silent, very quiet. Such big money at stake here. We started out with 716 entries at Bellagio. We're down to these 4 for massive money. So it is tense. Now Vik this time with ace-jack, just calling. And Gianluca with a little pair of 7s here, mid-pair.
He'll be pretty happy to get this hand in. And I am curious to see how Vik will respond with ace-jack.
I'm all in.
Oh, he's gonna shove.
Vik will probably look him up. I'm not so sure of that, but I think he will.
Whoa, Taylor going out. And now Vik with an ace-jack. He can afford it.
I think Vik will call, but I'm really not sure.
But the other question is, do you want to give a guy that's on the short stack a real shot?
Well, he knows Gianluca can have a number of pairs that he's flipping against, and he's getting a really good price against those. I think Gianluca could show up with ace-10, maybe a little bit of ace-5, ace-4 suited at times. Likely ace-9 suited as well. So I think Vik will determine that he has enough equity here against Gianluca's range. But no, I'm mistaken. Vik does let this one go, and Gianluca will be stoked to pick up an extra 6 big blinds there, jamming it in and not having to show it down.
Well, Vik is his second chip position, didn't need to gamble. The Italian is coming back. Actions on Vik Shegal. He's got a nice king 8 of diamonds. We'll make it 325 to go. And Gianluca Speranza quickly folds the hand, as does Lorenzo. Our chip leader, Taylor, is just gonna call this time with an ace-6. Vik, content to see the flop. Here is the flop, 8-6-3.
Big flop for Vik here. Top pair, king kicker, backdoor flush draw. And as we know, Taylor has picked up enough of this board that Vik can get paid on multiple streets.
Yeah, Taylor gets 6s here with an ace kicker. And he is gonna call this bet. 5 of diamonds on the turn.
Another nice card for Vik. I'm a little surprised Taylor is leading here. And especially for this size. I think if Taylor wants to lead here, he should lead small on the turn, and a lead would be fine. This is a better card for his range than Vik's, but I really don't get choosing this size with this hand. Vik more than happy to take Taylor up on this proposition. makes the call for 700,000 with top pair and a diamond flush draw and nails the flush on the river to go along with it. Taylor shutting it down now.
Wow. Great opportunity for Vik. Caught his card, didn't need it. And
1.2.
He's gonna bet 1.2. Of course, Taylor with just sixes.
I like the smaller bet size from Vik here. It's tough to get called if you bet big when you're blocking top pair. So Vik hoping Taylor has a 6 or at best a 4, but no, Taylor with the 6 does get away. Not gonna pay that one off. And Vik Shegal continues to stack chips on a nice run here lately.
Absolutely. Taylor making a nice fold. Of course, I don't think Vik is showing one bluff tonight, so I think they're putting him on big hands. And that's what he had.
Vik with the 8-5-0 now.
This time he's gonna take a run at a nothing hand, 8-5.
So Vik continues to build on his momentum here.
Gianluca going out with the same hand. Lorenzo now, let's take a look. He has ace-8.
Well, Vik now the one opening his game up, but Lorenzo aims to punish him. 3 bets to 1.35 million. Nice big 3-bet there out of the big blind, and that'll get it done for Lorenzo. All 4 of these guys playing some really tough poker.
Bellagio is known for having the best of the best. We're down to these 4. Okay, it's gonna be back on Lorenzo. Quick fold by him and Taylor, and now Vik with just a jack-3. He likes his position to push around Gianluca. I mean, he always wants to take that advantage. He's gonna, this time, it has backfired though tonight, so he's just gonna call this time.
Gianluca checking in position with king 10. And on this ace-king 3 flop, he is way out in front. Although Vik does have a piece here with bottom pair and a backdoor straight draw. This is a board that favors the small blind players, so I'm not surprised to see Vik start the betting.
150, I think.
Quick call from Gianluca. Kind of hearts on the turn. Again, a reasonable card for Vik to either bet or check. He opts to check. Gianluca with the instant bet facing the check.
Turn the 2-pair. It's 300,000. And Vik is stuck.
Yeah, Vik with just enough hand here to see a river. Deuce on the river, no help. So Gianluca likely to value bet one more time now. How much will it be?
Well, the strength. He showed weakness by just calling before the flop, so he disguised the king 10. So now it might pay off. That's $1 million bet, though.
Yeah, I don't think Vik is gonna call this one. If I'm Vik, I would rather shove than call. I think he has a nice hand to bluff raise all in on the river, but he shouldn't do that very often.
Yeah.
Instead, he's just gonna fold, which also looks pretty good, so. Gianluca continues to take pots in position in these blind versus blind battles versus Vik. We'll have more after this. Our blinds are now 100,000, 200,000 with a 200K big blind ante. Taylor opening queen jack here to 400.
All right, a couple folds into Lorenzo, who has a 7-4 of hearts.
Good hand to see the flop with from the big blind.
Certainly is. He will play. And here is the flop. It's a 10-5-3. Not pairing either player. Lorenzo, he has an inside straight draw, so he's going to check it.
Both players with a little piece of this flop. Taylor will bet 350. Lorenzo with the gut shot and backdoor flush draw has a hand that can continue by calling or raising. And he will call. Jack of spades will give Taylor top pair. And after all his barreling earlier, I think we'll see him continue to bet for value when he does have hands. So how much does he want to bet in this pot of 1.8? It's going to be a bet of 1 million, and Lorenzo has seen enough. Taylor will take that one down with the turn top pair.
Yeah, Taylor, 35 years old, living in Vegas now. Went to college at Cal State University, Monterey Bay. And he has total live tournament earnings of about 2.6 million. He's been playing poker for 17 years, he says, and well regarded on this circuit. And now he has a chance to take down one of the biggest titles in poker, the 5-Diamond World Poker Classic.
Gianluca with the ace-king opens our button to 400. Taylor with ace-jack in the big blind might run into it here.
All in?
Yeah, he's all in. Gianluca raising off 20 blinds on the button. I think this is an automatic shove from Taylor. And as we can see, he runs into the goods. Gianluca snap calls him with ace-king. So Taylor, watching this tournament slip away from him right now, needs to get lucky and hit a jack. Otherwise, he will be right in the middle of the pack with his 3 opponents after being a dominant chip leader for most of this final table. 9-7 deuce on the flop, no help. Taylor's still seeking that jack.
It's a great flop for the Italian. He's got to be excited. Well out in front on the short stack, ready to double up with 2 cards to come. Taylor sickened. Let's go to that turn card, see if a jack appears. No, it's a 5 of diamonds. So the Italian's still well out in front. Big favorite to take this down with 4 players remaining and double up. And like you said, everybody will be pretty close to even. A 9 on the river pairs the board. That's going to be good for Gianluca. He's saying, add it up. I've just taken down a big one. We're coming back with more action, 4-handed poker from the 5-Diamond World Poker Classic in just a moment. Stay with us.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Taylor Black now in second. A very even playing field after most of this final table was dominated by Taylor's huge stack. Things going in reverse right now for our once chip leader, but not out of this.
And Vik is going to make it 400 to go. Our new chip leader, Gianluca, goes away. Lorenzo with a 4-3 of clubs will make this call. Flop of a king, 8-6, 2 clubs.
Both players finding a piece of this board. Vik in the lead with bottom pair, bets 250. Lorenzo again with a draw that can mix, continuing by calling and raising. And this time it looks like he wants to raise. I like using these low flush draws for check raises. Lorenzo going up to 750. Vik has a hand that's a bit on the fence here. Bottom pair, 3 to a straight, 3 to a flush. He will make the call. So 2.6 million in this pot going to the turn. It is a 5. Interesting card here, as that gives Lorenzo an open-ender to go with his flush draw, but Vik an open-ender to go with his pair, and it is the superior open-ender.
He's cutting out chips here. Like that card, and now he's going to bet $1,075,000.
And Vik has too much hand to go away now.
Yeah, you would think.
He will make this call. So a dramatic river approaching here. We'll see if Lorenzo can hit. Yes, he does.
Whoa.
The 8 of clubs. A jackpot card for Lorenzo. And not what Vik wanted to see. shaking just a little there. He bets 1.6 million. I'm surprised he didn't shove that card.
Yeah, that's discouraging if you're Vik. Clubs, 8s on the board. Guy pressed you along the way. Did I solid lay down?
Well, Vik does have a blocker to the flush, blocker to the straight, but nope, he gets out of the way there. Disciplined fold on the river. Lorenzo, with the aggressive flop play, connects on the river and wins a big pot.
Yeah, a good fold. Good card for Lorenzo. He rakes in the chips. And now Vik is the short stack. Blinds are 1 and 200 with a big blind ante of 200. Action's going on Gianluca. He'll quickly muck. And now Lorenzo. Gotta be feeling good. Looks at a pair of aces. What a time to get him. They'll make it 400,000 to go. And Taylor behind him with a legitimate pair of 10s.
Oh my goodness, Taylor avoiding a catastrophe by just calling the 10s in a spot most players would 3-bet. Taylor aware of the fact that now he is at risk, taking the passive approach, prioritizing laddering. Queen 8-8, 2 diamonds on the flop. My goodness, Taylor doesn't know how good this flat was pre-flop.
Check there, Lorenzo. Of course, you don't play this slow. Make him pay 500. All right. Taylor not getting aggressive, thank goodness for him. 7 on the turn. He is suspicious that he could be behind. Good instincts by Taylor. I mean, not to raise before the flop was good. And now he wants to get off as cheap as possible. Wow, he's gonna fold his hand. Beautifully done.
A lot of players would have lost their entire stack on that hand. Great job from Taylor to minimize the damage. Instead, he only loses about $1 million in chips.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
All right, thank you, Lynn. As we can see, Lorenzo Lavis now our chip leader at 11 million. Gianluca Speranza at 8. Taylor Black now in 3rd place. It is Vik Shegal in 4th place right now.
Yep, the winner's going to take home a massive $1,250,000 and become the champion of the 5-Diamond World Poker Classic. And this is the one we started out with, Season 1, where Gus Hansen won it. So it's a very prestigious event. Action's going on Vik Shegal, and he is from the Ukraine and lives in Vegas now, former DJ, and now a professional poker player. Up against the Italian Gianluca Speranza.
You say the name with some flavor.
I do. And he says, let's do this, 10-6. Flop is a Jack 9-8.
Now both players connecting here. Vik with top pair, checking with the bottom kicker. Gianluca with the open ender. There's a hand that could mix betting and checking here. Looks like he wants to bet. 250 over to Vik and his top pair.
Gianluca has made about $3 million in poker. He is from Italy, lives in Austria. He's 34 years old, and he's been impressive tonight. And he has been called here. So here we go with the turn. It's a king. Gianluca now. Just 10 high, inside straight draw. Is gonna check it, going to the river. It's a 0-3, so Vik with the jacks.
7.
Look at this, he's gonna try to put in a value bet of 700.
Nice thin value bet from Vik here. Gianluca had a 9 or an 8, he'd have a real decision, but with just 10 high, Quick fold from the Italian.
That's right, so Vik Shegal, former DJ, biggest cash yet was the WPT Hard Rock back in 2021. He made $216,000. He's playing well here tonight.
We've got a pair of 9s here.
The complexion of the final table has changed considerably. He likes his 9s, makes it 450 to go into Gianluca, who has ace-7.
Well, Gianluca with a hand that does some 3-betting as a bluff out of the small blind. It looks like he will make that play here. He's going to go up to around 1.25 million.
This is Lorenzo from France. He quickly mucks a pair of 4s.
And I don't think Vik's going to stand for this one. He is our short stack. He's under the least ICM pressure at this stage. Just 20 blinds on the button versus the small blind. But Vik seems to really be thinking about this one.
And Vik is going to throw in a time chip that allows him more time to think about it. We have a time clock going on here. It's called the action clock here on the World Poker Tour. It moves things along. For big decisions like this, I think you get 8 of them at the beginning of the final table.
Wow, he folds them. I am surprised, Vince. I thought Vik was going to jam it in pre-flop for sure. Gianluca gets away with one there, holding ace-7.
The difference between 4th and 3rd, granted, 155,000, so you don't want to make that big error. And you think your instincts are right, and sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. That time, the Italian gets away with one. So there you go, Gianluca, 8 World Poker Tour cashes, his second final table. And he had a big cash in Europe in 2017 for 800,000. He was born in L'Aquila, that's a town in Italy.
Lorenzo completing with 10-7 in the small blind. Taylor would check queen-6 and a big queen-7-5 rainbow flop. Both players making a pair. Taylor checking back his top pair here, playing a little slow. Ace of spades on the turn, not what either player wanted to see.
Doesn't change too much. Check, check again. Going down to the river, it's a jack. The Frenchman wants no part of this. Taylor flopped the top pair, just been playing it very passively now, tries to get a little value. 450 bet. Came in as the chip leader, did everything right until he didn't. And now it's up to Lorenzo with the 7s, gonna make this call, keep him honest. He will realize that he will lose the pot.
Nice value bet from Taylor there with second pair.
All right, it's on Taylor. Hoping to make his big comeback. Started out as the chip leader. This time he's gonna make it 400,000 to go. The Italian has ace-7.
We saw Gianluca 3-bet ace-7 last time in the small blind.
1.4.
He's gonna do the same thing here versus Taylor.
Wow.
Well, Taylor now, one of the shorter stacks on the table. If he were to go with this hand, he'd be the one all in and at risk against Gianluca if he were called. We know that if he jams it in, he'll get it through and Gianluca will have to fold. Taylor suddenly questioning whether 10s are worth a tournament life, at risk, instead of being the chip leader and bossing people around. He's gonna need a time extension chip.
Well, it's so interesting because Taylor was so loose and aggressive and throwing chips around when he had all the chips. And now things have gone the other way, so he's second-guessing himself some.
Action clock ticking down here. Extension for Taylor.
Wow. call.
I am shocked Taylor is thinking about folding here. I mean, I've talked about how pairs underperform under ICM, but this is a really big pair, and you get to make the last bet if you 4-bet jam.
Oh, wow. That is stunning.
Can't believe Taylor folded that one. I am shocked.
I am absolutely stunned by this.
Can I have the time extension on this? No.
And we go to the felt. Fold by Vik. Gianluca now, the chip leader with Jack 8 of spades. He likes it, makes it 400 to go. And Lorenzo will go out, and Taylor with King Jack will make the call. So, Queen 9-4 on this flop, 2 spades. Gianluca with a 4 flush and a straight draw. Taylor also with the inside straight draw. And Gianluca will bet this 425. Taylor will make the call. Going to the turn. Which one will get lucky? Well, it's Taylor, hitting pair of kings. And he will check it. And Gianluca now wisely checks.
I like that check a lot from Gianluca. He has a hand that, if he were to bet, would have to call a jam. And Taylor has just the right amount of stack to check jam on the turn. Those hands that have a lot of equity but don't really love bet calling are supposed to play as checks, and Gianluca finds it there. So Taylor will bet 1.2 million. And Gianluca, just a little bit of posturing here before he gives this one up.
Studied his man, decides to go away. Taylor Black needed that pot desperately and will take it. What a night it's been for him. Massive chip leader. Now short stack. Poker can humble you, that's for sure. We had 716 entries. There's the Mike Sexton's WPT Champions Cup. And the winner of this title, their name will be inscribed on that. With all the other WPT champions over the 19 seasons we've played. And this was the first one. 5-Diamond World Poker Classic. All right, we have a raise here by Gianluca. With the pair of threes, Taylor will take a rest. And Vik Shegal wakes up with ace-10 of clubs.
Close spot for Vik here. A little over 20 blinds, and with the hand that can be played as a call or a jam, which route will he opt for?
All in.
All in.
Oh, ho, ho.
From Vik Shegal for 4.4 million.
Wow. Quick fold there by Gianluca, the chip leader. He will give it up, because I don't want to get you back in this game.
Taylor here gonna limp the button with Queen 9 suited.
It's gonna be on Gianluca.
He'll check the 7-3 in the big blind. So everyone's starting to mix in some limps here. Interesting flop for these two hands. 5-4 deuce, 2 hearts. So Gianluca with an open ender and an overcard. Taylor 2 overs and the flush draw. We'll check it back. This board a little more favorable for the big blind, and Gianluca will turn a 3, but Taylor will turn a flush.
Oh, wow. Taylor could use this. Gets his flush. Acting very stoic. Things are starting to turn back the right way for Taylor Black. He's going to make a bet of 300. He's saying, come on in. The water's fine. And Gianluca, the chip leader, says, okay, I'm in. Let's see if I catch. He does catch 3 of a kind here.
Huh. It could be an expensive card for Gianluca.
Checks it, and of course, Taylor has a flush. Even though there's a pair out there, you feel pretty darn strong, and you're gonna bet $1 million.
Yeah, Gianluca would have to have, 3 deuce, 4-3 to have a full house. Otherwise, Taylor should have the best hand here. So it's not an automatic call for Gianluca. He loses to a lot of hands.
Oh, yeah.
And the time extension here.
It'd be a great laydown, but
I don't know if you would ever bluff with this kind of hand. He does block 7-6 with the 7.
All in.
Oh my goodness, he went all in. I did not expect that. A gutsy play.
It could possibly work.
Yeah, this is essentially a bluff from Gianluca, saying, look, I blocked 7-6. I can have the full house.
Yeah.
You can't really have that many full houses except maybe 5s and 4s.
Clock ticking down, and Taylor Black is saying, what has happened here?
Oh my goodness. What a surprising but interesting play from Gianluca. I think Taylor will make the call. There's just worse flushes that Gianluca can be jamming for value.
I call.
And he does make this call. So a nice call from Taylor there. A daring bluff from Gianluca with the 7-3.
Wow, that's going to double up Taylor Black. He's kind of surprised and happy. He's back in action.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Blinds are going up to 125, 250.
Well, he's got his favorite hand here. Ace-7, going up to $500,000.
Take a look at Vik's hand, King-Queen.
Well, Vik again in a spot where he could call or could shove. Both options pretty viable here. He does cover Gianluca, and that makes me think he's gonna lean towards shoving. See him eyeing Gianluca's stack, but he does just call. Man, I've done a bad job of predicting what Vik will do today. I hope I don't match up against this guy anytime soon.
Flop is coming up, King 10-4, 2 clubs, so King's there for Vik. And he's gonna check and trap. Gianluca. Oh boy. Gonna make the continuation bet.
And he does have a nice hand to bet as a bluff here.
All right.
4 1/4. I think Vik will raise. Not certain of that. It is a final table and ranges tighten up. But on this texture, I think King-Queen wants to get more money in and a little protection. So what will he raise to? Oh, it's all in. I did not expect that. I thought he might check raise to like 1.2 million and then go for it on the turn, but Vik just rips it in, and that will scare Gianluca away.
Yep, sometimes it's better just to take the pot when you can. No more gambling. Vik will take it.
And then you really love life.
The DJ, loving poker at this moment. 716 entries, down to 4. You're playing well, you're on TV. All is good. As he goes out, Gianluca also going away. Now Lorenzo with a King-4 of clubs. He's content just to call. But Taylor behind him with Ace-10 might not be. Now he's gonna raise. 650 total. So back on Lorenzo. What does he want to do here? He's gonna make a call. So here we go. Ace-10 versus King-4. Taylor looking down at his stack saying, what can I get from this guy if I hit? And I do hit. Aces for Taylor, but a 4 flush for Lorenzo.
Big flop for Taylor here. Lorenzo not only has a flush draw, but backdoor straight draws to the Broadway and the wheel. I think with this king-high draw, he'll take a passive route, but I'm not sure. He is our short stack.
Podium?
Taylor bets 600,000. Oh, wow, Lorenzo just gonna check shove. He is all in.
I call.
Good call by Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor with a clear call there.
Didn't have to waste his time. He is out in front, but no lock, obviously. Big flush draw for Lorenzo. Taylor out in front with aces. Lorenzo gets up on his feet. It's been a long tournament for him. Can he get lucky with the flush? Not there, 7 of diamonds. One more shot. Otherwise, he will be eliminated. Let's see what happens. Deuce on the river. Au revoir for the Frenchman.
And with the 7 of diamonds, deuce of diamonds run out, we lose Lorenzo Lavis in 4th place, a strong showing for the young man from France.
It's so difficult, but I finished 4th. I became short stack, so it's cool. It's cool. I'm a little bit disappointed, but maybe next time I'm do better.
Three-handed now at our 5-diamond final table, where Taylor Black back on top with 18.6 million, Vik Shegal at 7.5, and Gianluca around 2.5 million, our short stack. Taylor Black knocked out Lorenzo Lavis just before the break in a blind versus blind pot that sees him well on top of the leaderboard again.
Gianluca on that short stack can't play that junk, so moves on to Taylor. He has a 7-6. It's a big chip leader again, so he says, why not? Go back to the way I used to play. He's going to make it 725 total, and Vik looks down at an awful 8-3. Can't compete. Taylor Black back on top, taking down that pot. Lines are 125, 250. Third place gets 609,000. Second place, 827. Big jump there. And then, of course, the winner of the 5-diamond will get 1.25 billion.
Oh, I probably should check how many chips you have. All right. Caught myself. Almost gave you free chips.
All right, we have a fold by Taylor, and now Vik with a pair of 8s.
And with Gianluca having such a short stack, I think Vik will put him in unless he tries to trap with a limp in the small blind.
Well, you're right. He knows that the Italian only has about 2-4 left.
Well,
you might as well put him in. That's what he's going to do.
Cool.
All right, an all in and a call. Vik shoves in the small blind with a pair of 8s. Gianluca makes the call with ace-3 of diamonds. He will be all in and at risk. Needs to catch up by either making top pair, a straight, or a flush. Otherwise, if the 8s for Vik will hold up, we will be down to heads up.
Will the 8s be lucky here? This is a big moment at Bellagio. Here come the first 3.
Flop is 10, 9, 5, 2 hearts and a club, so no diamonds to help Gianluca's ace-3 of diamonds catch up here.
Yeah, the Italian can't like that flop. He is well behind at this point, going to the turn. Can he spike that ace? Nope.
And with the king of hearts on the turn, Gianluca Speranza needs an ace and only an ace on the river. Will he find it? It is a 7 of hearts, and Gianluca is going to be eliminated in 3rd place. The young Italian with a very strong finish here at Bellagio, named for an Italian city.
He's going to take home 689,000. What a dream week for him. He's not going to take home the title, but let's go talk to him anyhow.
I mean, it really wasn't a problem that they double up. The problem was that they double up too many times. I'm not sure about it, but this is the poker. So anyway, like sometimes you can win, sometimes you lose. You can win every tournament.
Where are we at? Still 250?
250.
And still big blind ante?
Yes.
It's 250, 125.
Heads up, we're still doing full big blind ante?
Yes.
Okay. Just double checking.
125.
Sorry, I've never been heads up. I guess you have. Not in the WPT. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I've.
You have? In the WPT?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're not.
Gonna be on Vik. He looks down at a 4 deuce of hearts. And he will get aggressive with it. Makes it 650 to go. Taylor with a 7-4 off. makes the call, ready to gamble. Here we go.
Not often you're dominating your opponent with 7-4 offsuit, but Taylor in good shape here, though Vik, the one who flops the flush draw on Jack 9-5, 2 hearts.
Yep. Taylor yields to him with a check.
And that's all he needs to push Taylor out of that pot.
Well, when they're playing heads up, it's just a battle of psychology, wits, brains. I mean, you just got to have everything on. So many hands you got to play, so many hands you got to speculate. You got to be tricky, crafty, imaginative, and lucky. You know what I'm talking about, Tony?
You need them all.
You do, you really do.
$500,000 from Taylor over to Vik. He's feeling lucky.
Yep, and Vik this time with a 3-5 of clubs. You're saying to yourself, can I win this tournament or can I get out in front with this hand? Maybe I can. Maybe this will turn into something special. Let's take a look. Flop is a king 6-5, so not that special, but a pair of fives. And Vik is going to give way to Taylor, says, okay, if you want to bet it, go ahead. Taylor making a bet of $450. Vik happy to hang around, hoping to hit a set here or 2 pair maybe. It's a 4, which is pretty good for Vik. Now he's open-ended with a pair of fives. He's going to check. Taylor with nothing, zip and pip. Will he press it? No. Goes with the check wisely. River card. Deuce.
Fills up Vik straight. He'll be looking to bet for value here, but tough to get paid off when Taylor has only 10 high.
So do you chance it with a check and just say maybe Taylor will make a strong bet?
I think on this texture, the bet is going to work out nicely since you can have so many missed flush draws and even other stuff that's missed like 9-8.
Yes.
So I like the bet from Vik there.
But we know better, yeah. Taylor gives it up, of course. So a couple of hands there for Vik Shegal.
Getting off to a fast start in this heads-up match. Of course, the tides can turn so quickly.
As we move on, action gonna go to Vik again. Former DJ. Tough poker player. Made some great moves tonight. This time with 10-6 of spades will raise to 650 total. Taylor, who was on the morphine drip basically after coming in as such a favorite.
Oh,
so
yeah.
many chips and then just going the wrong way. But now he's on top again. He's got to be feeling good. Flop is a Jack 9-8.
Nice flop for Taylor here. And an interesting one for Vik. He's open-ended and has a backdoor flush draw, so he'll bet 400,000. Taylor will typically call, but occasionally may check raise a hand like this. Opts to call here.
Okay, what's going to happen on the turn? A 10 here. So Taylor now with the small straight checks it. 10s for Vik.
And now Vik has improved over the second and third pair on the flop, so he's going to play it passive and check behind. Try and get the showdown here on this 4 straight board. 3 of diamonds on the river completes the flop flush draw. Taylor could bet this river, but opts to check, and Vik, no reason to bet himself, will check back his 10 and lose to the straight of Taylor Black.
All right, Taylor's got to love that. Breaks in a pretty solid pot, gets closer to becoming the champion, getting his name on the Mike Sexton Champions Cup. He's made millions on the poker circuit. There's been a lot of adversity for him this evening, ups and downs. And he has shown a great poker face and very stable. Never really tilted, I don't believe. Does he deserve this win? We will see. We have a raise by Taylor and a call by Vik and a flop of an ace-jack 3. Doesn't do much for either player. But Taylor in a better position, bets 450, and that will work out just fine. He extends his chip lead in the heads-up battle here. Going after the 5-diamond World Poker Classic. Who will become the champion? We're coming right back. Stay with us on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Let's go to the felt. It's going to be on Vik. He's got an 8-3 of clubs. He'll make it 650 total. Our chip leader, Taylor, will call with a 5-deuce of hearts. Flop is a mere 9-9-3, so Vik now catching threes there. And he will bet again, 300,000. Taylor with not too much. 5 high, 3 hearts, but he's gonna raise it.
I like this hand selection for the check raise bluff very much. Taylor with the backdoor draws here. And on these paired boards, the big blind player usually continues by raising instead of calling. And Vik with 2 pair, backdoor flush draw, of course gonna make the call in position. So we go to a turn, and it is a perfect card for Taylor Black. He now has an open-ended straight flush draw, picks up a ton of outs with that 4 of hearts.
He thought he was brave after the flop. He'll get very brave now that he has that kind of drawing hand. He puts out 1.5 million in chips to put the pressure on Vik Shegal, the former DJ, and that is not music to his ears. He's gonna fold it.
Yeah, Vik spun out of that one. Had to let the 3 go. Taylor with the flop check raise, gets the dreamy 4 of hearts on the turn, fires a barrel that gets the job done.
That's right. Taylor has 7 WPT cashes. This is his first final table, but he has live earnings of over 2.5 million in the poker world. He's been playing poker for 17 years. And he is on the cusp of taking down this title, this time with a Queen 4. Seems to like it, and he will make it 500 to go into Vik, who has a pair of jacks. Wakes up with the big wired pair.
1.8.
Pretty aggressive. It's a $1.5 million raise. It's gonna chase out Taylor. So, did he raise too much? Did he want him in? Did he just want him out at this point?
I think he chose a good sizing. In the big blind, we tend to size up when we 3-bet, and Vik made a pretty sizable 3-bet to 2 million.
Because we were like inside, it's dark. Yeah. Kind of lost sense of time.
All right, so it didn't work out the way he wanted, but takes down the pot. This time, ace-king for Taylor.
Yeah, now he'd be happy to see a 3-bet.
Makes it 500.
Vik slides his stack to the side and peeks down at ace-8. Well, he's got right around 30 blinds, so he will have a choice between calling and 3-betting. I think if we're to jam an ace here, it would need to be a low one or a high one. I don't think a middling ace is exactly what we want to rip it in here with.
All in? I call.
Vik is gonna move all in with this ace-8 and an insta-call, of course, by Taylor. Wow. Vik making a fast move. Little did he know what he was up against, and this thing doesn't look very good for him right now with 5 cards to come.
Good luck, man.
Let's go to the flop. King 10-6, Taylor even further out in front now with top pair. At this point, Vik can really only hope for a running straight or a running 8s, as we can see just 2% to somehow win this pot.
And it's a queen on the turn.
Hold on, we can chop. I'll take
a
it
shot.
halfway there. Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Jack ball, one time.
Only a jack will chop the spot. Otherwise, Taylor Black is your champion.
9 of spades!
And with that, Taylor Black is your WPT 5-diamond champion. Chip Lear, almost wire to wire, gets it done.
Wow, he's going to take home over $1.2 million. He's the winner of the 5-diamond World Poker Classic.
Yeah, I'm just incredibly thankful to be here. Not everybody gets this chance, and just to even play in a tournament like this is what my goals were when I set out to start. And yeah, to win this tournament is, it's going to take a while to set in.
There you have it, folks. Taylor Black is the newest WPT champion here at the Bellagio 5-diamond World Poker Classic.